Oh,
Welcome home. Welcome to base. I'm so glad to have you here today. I'm going to play this short little intro video just for fun, and then we'll get started. All right. Super glad to have you today. That's our community created our video, so really glad we can share that with everyone. I would love for you to start by talking a little bit about yourself, who you are, why you're here, and what you're building.
hi, my name's Agon. So, thank you, Luciana, for just picking me up on Twitter, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that's what we're about, baby.
Yeah, it was a out of the spot, and it was out of blue. All for the base, I guess. That's where all the blue is about. So,
This is the base
yeah, so
community, baby. We're all about family. We're all about community. We're all about being there for each other.
right. So, I guess my name's Agon. I've been in crypto for about 8 years now. I started. I'm based in Seoul, and I've been in community building and running co-working, co-living spaces, and doing a lot of build the community stuff from back in the days. So starting 2021, I've been involved with Eat Soul, a lot of hackathon organizing, global hackathon activation, global mostly Eat community, but also Eat Soul was more comprehensive. Um, you know, uh, Basically inviting a lot of different multi-chains as well. So I've been working with a lot of foundations, including Ethereum, Cosmos, Near, Alio, Mina, and whatnot. I've been doing that for about past 4 years. So while doing that, that really brought us to what I'm doing right now, I guess, which is what we're building is an on-chain freelancer platform called Portal. So the problem that I saw, or the experience that I got, is that what's great about on-chain and collaboration in blockchain or Web3 space is that it's global, and it's able to do asynchronous and pluralistic collaboration from across the globe in a very swift manner. But what's hard about that is that right now the conventional hiring structure is full time. The reason being is has nothing to. From my point of view, has nothing to do with the efficiency of talent sourcing, because I've seen parts where, for example, this kind of collaboration, on the spot, could make beneficial contributions and collaborations in the future. However, what's lacking is assurances and trust. For example, people hire somebody in a contractual relationship for full time because we can't trust somebody. For example, for lack of a better word, if someone doesn't do their job, you don't have a repercussion to bring to them and give responsibility to them unless you have some type of assurance, whether it be conventional type of contract or any other type of paperwork. So, but in on chain, as of now, there is no such structure that I can give out a task to somebody and be assured that they're gonna deliver it to you, because the party who's receiving the job doesn't have any like repercussion or any responsibility that is contractually executable in any form. So what we've built so far is an on-chain escrow contract where the sponsor, or the one who's giving the job, organization, institutions, or maybe a project, are able to deposit the amount which is to be released or given to the other party who's building only if and only if the task that were set to be completed based on milestone is completed. So this is basically like, grant structure in Gecko these days, like ecosystem building, because I mean, since we've been doing a lot of like hackathons and like,
I was gonna say.
yeah, the Web3 grant stuff, that's where we got the idea. But what we're trying to build from it is something called trustless agent matching protocol. What that signifies, I guess maybe I can just show it to you. I don't know if I'll present
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's if you go down, click the present button at the bottom of your screen, you can either share your screen or share some slides, whatever it is that
Okay.
that you'd like to show. If you have something to demo, that would be best case scenario.
Okay, yeah, let me just show
And
you yeah, I guess
just
I can, yeah, show you first and then we can probably start from there. So this is our deck. So
I'm gonna
basically
make
what we're
I'm gonna
doing,
make it full screen just so everyone can see.
okay,
There we go.
yeah,
All
okay.
right.
So
Slides.
basically, yeah, this is the overall structure that we're trying to bring to the Web3 space.
Put it into
So
a present mode just to make it a little easier for the audience to see.
like this.
Yes,
So
perfect.
like that. Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, so what we're building is basically economic security layer on top of the freelancing market space. So when the sponsor is delegating or asking a task to a builder, um, there are two things in the line. So one is whether the builder has the skill sets that are required for them to be able to perform the task required. For example, if you're on a Rust builder, I mean, theoretically, you want the builder to have the Rust skill. or,
Yeah,
or
true.
yeah, or
We
smart
we
contract.
hope. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah, or
hope you know
front end.
what you're looking
Yeah.
for. Yeah.
Like LinkedIn, being able to see like whether you have that skill set. But in Web3, in a collaborative world that we're living in, there are much more like diverse sets of skills like that are gathered from Twitter, for example, or GitHub, or hackathons, or like other boot camps or workshop attending these kind of workshops. So basically, we're able to crawl those data using zk-TLS and being able like something like what Talent Protocol is doing, be able to show that the person has the skill sets based on the records that they have been verified as an identity. That's one thing. And the other thing that's really important about trust is that what are the setbacks that that builder has. Like for example, in a contractual form, if you're full-time hired, if you're hired full-time, and if you have a contractual obligation with another party, if you don't abide to that contract, supposedly the assurance is that you are going to be punished, or you are going to have a responsibility based on those contracts that are executable by, let's say, government or another the legal agencies that are executing those contracts. So what we're building as a smart contract layer for that is a staking feature that shows in the validator being able to stake on the builders. So what happens is that builder issue, let's say, like voucher contract to asking for a validator. So I have this kind of skill sets. I can make, let's say, 100K a year as a auditor, as a developer or BD.
Right.
So yeah, if you stake on me, I'll give you 10% of my income for the next year for all the things that I do. With seeing that, validators stake their hold to the builders so that um, the voucher contract is in action. So once sponsor give the job to that builder, and that builder does not withhold the obligation that they're supposed to bring, that stake token is slashed to the sponsor. So basically, sponsor have like a worker insurance or like a guarantee that their job is going to either be done or they will be compensated for the jobs that are not being done.
It's I think there's like a few different like key pieces here, and it's really hard to sort of manage like all of it, like all of the moving parts, and it's really cool to see that you have like an all sort of like all-encompassing process or system to do so. Where do you see like the biggest holes currently? And like when of course you haven't like sort of tested in production yet, but I'm sure you've given it some sort of thought. Like uh, where do you see the biggest pain points?
The biggest pain point that I see is, I mean, as you're saying, this is rather new. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think the biggest pain point, just in general, like, is like, why should anyone use Web3? Like, why should anyone use blockchain? Like, for example, that's like the
Good
ubiquitous,
start.
like,
Yeah. Good question.
because,
Yeah.
like, for example, if there's like a credit card system that's already in place, like, why would you ever want to use blockchain based, like, payment system?
Right.
That's the one of the reason why, blockchain adoption or like Web3 adoption is really slow. Crypto adoption, other than a vehicle for, let's say, speculation and, token pumping, is because its utility, as we're saying, is like, why would you want to pay with Bitcoin, buying a Starbucks? That was a question, or for ETH, or like, or any, like, other currency for that matter, because, like, currency fluctuation and, like, payment infrastructure and all those kinds of, like, for lack of a better word, pain in the ass to,
Yeah.
have the user experiences and convenience to substitute the already pre-existing, convenient environment.
Hmm.
So, um, having that scope into the new system that we're trying to bring is the question of, like, why would, like, I mean, the full-time hiring works, like, for the lack of a better situation, it's working, to a current form. It might not be the best system, but it's, lesser of an evil. So if we want to switch it to the on-chain system that we're proposing, or that we see, to happen, is going to be a lot of persuasion for, a lot of organizations, because they need to change a lot of structures and a lot of, like, the way in which they think and the way in which they hire already. So, how that's why we're, in a way, tackling the niche, in the sense that, Web3 grants, or like hackathons, or like, small project ambassador programs, those are already, like, for that, those are very part-time jobs that are kind of essential, but at the
Right.
same time, that requires, like, dynamic hiring that we're, proposing.
Mm,
So those are the key areas that we're tackling right now. And but on top of that, I think is what's really interesting about this, protocol that we're bringing, is that, I think it's going to be much more effective in terms of, agent hiring. I
mm,
mean, we're believing that agentic future is going to be, something that's going to happen in, like, within, let's say, 5 or 10 years.
right.
But in order for you to be in a contractual obligation, and you're going to delegate your tasks to agents a lot. I mean, you're going to have to hire your, agents a lot. But how? I mean, let's say agent becomes a president. How can you, make them responsible for the things that they don't do well, or like, or, like, there's
Right,
no
right.
physical.
Something we haven't even solved for humans, right?
Right, right. Well, yeah, that too. But, yeah, that and, like, if you bring it to the agent, it becomes a, like, multiply, like, 100 times. Like, it's like, who's going to
Right.
be responsible for all this? So basically, the protocol that we're bringing about the staking feature is, giving the responsibility, or like the, agent of responsibility, by through this staking feature, that validators are holding the responsibility with the agent, so that, by delegating the task, you are assured, or you can be feel safe, trust, the agent via the economic security that it brings. So, I think, what we're tackling here is, has a lot to do with the technical trend that's going to be happening. So, we are starting with the Web3, like the global, like, recruitment and that kind of stuff first. And, for the reality checks, we'll be probably doing a lot of like dev shop works and like delegating those for the activation first, because that's what we've been doing already. But what we're more excited about is being able to incorporate agent work into our system, such that if you're trying to hire an agent in order for them to do the task, you would need those kind of like contractual obligation in order for you to be assured that they're not going to steal your intellectual property. They're not going to be just winging it, or they're going to be performing the job that they said they're going to be performing.
Right. Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. That is going to be something that's going to be extremely hard to solve, and it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of testing to try and make it happen. Is there like anything that you can demo, like, or is it just currently like smart contracts that exist?
We do have so we did submit the demo. So this is for the base. This is so this is for the base. Yeah. So yeah, we have. So I don't have base Sepolia with me right now, but so you can basically create your program. Yeah.
Send me your wallet address.
Oh, okay. So 1 second.
I've been having trouble. I don't know if anyone else has this issue, but my Coinbase wallet on my app doesn't let me add Sepolia testnet, so I haven't been able to access my my Sepolia ETH there. But let me actually try and add it to my browser, because somebody
I think I might have Sepolia ETH. 1 second. Let me try.
I do have some if I can access it.
Let me try. I think I do have Sepolia ETH. 1 second. So
while you do that, I'm going to try and add Coinbase wallet to my browser.
Yeah, we did. So we did get I think the cookie issue is happening. Yeah, we did make the. So for lack of a better one, I can just 1 second. Yep. So we did make the demo. I'm not lying.
Is it a video demo or is it a?
Yeah, there's a video demo.
Okay,
there's
nice.
a video demo too. So yeah.
Fire, love it.
Yeah.
And when did you have this idea, by the way? Before we get into the demo, I'm actually really curious. Like, what was the? I mean, I guess the inspiration was the fact how many hackathons, grant programs, etc. that you've worked with. But what like actually made you decide to start building it and build this for base batches specifically?
For base bash specifically, so base bash specifically, actually, so there's a guy named David. He recently joined base ecosystem as a
yeah.
Oh, have you met him?
Yeah, I think so. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So David was actually like, so I was good friends with David from when he was in Mina. So let me.
Got it.
Yeah. So yeah.
You're talking about David So, right?
Yeah, David and Soul.
Got it.
Yeah, so he's base. You can add base and base testnet, and then you can set the validator, and then you can create the program.
Ooh, damn! I'm actually surprised how much UI you built out.
Yeah, so you can actually post it on Farcasters too, actually. So since that's a yeah, so
we got to go over that as well. That story about why you don't have a Farcaster account, because that's next.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm a big fan of like I was so how I got into this Twitter Spaces because I was talking to Linda over Twitter. Right. And then you just picked me up like out of the place. Yeah, because I mean Linda actually developed the Bounty Caster. So
right.
Yeah, so that's one of the inspirations that brought me, and like now actually have a Farcaster rounds WTF or something, I think. Yeah, this one. So I mean, I've been like interested in like DAO space and like like the like Dalworks and all these like collab tech and like grant space for a long time, and we haven't had the chance to develop our system like into action because we've been so busy running all the hackathons and stuff. I mean, we met. I mean, you and I met in like what is it, Bangkok, like
Yep.
for Road to Bangkok stuff. So
Oh well, yeah, Chiang Mai technically, yeah, Chiang Mai
yeah.
first.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Those
let
were the
me.
days, man. Those were the days. We got to
Yeah.
bring it back. We got to bring it all back to Chiang Mai eventually.
Yeah. So yeah, while we were doing that, actually, it was ideation. Like really, like we were having conversation about like we did have a portal that didn't have a
Mhm.
smart contract layer then. So we were going to attach the smart contract layer as we were moving on. So we were hosting we're hosting let me show you. So
By the way, like a really cool product. It's really cool how much you have built out already.
yeah, well, yeah, we've
Your
tried.
screen's back up. Yeah. Screen's back up, by the way.
One second. Yeah, so we were doing like a hacker like a demo day style this time. So we were bringing like teams with like actual founders and like with the seed stage like product and stuff like that. So while we are doing that, we were trying to integrate our smart contract layer for the first time. That was our prediction. So we did that, and once we that's how we have. So before base batch, this one's so we first integrated EduChain first actually. So yeah, EduChain first. Yeah. So this one probably works. It's basically the same except like in EduChain. I don't know why the base one is not working because it's probably the cookie issue. We were doing a lot of like
I see.
yeah. So set up a validator, and I'm just gonna add this link. So in my profile, you can see that there's a draft that happened, so I can confirm and pay. So that's basically so this one I just made a program where I'm going to be paying that amount to be paid to any builder who's going to be joining this program. So
No, Sancho must be earlier. Oh, I see.
yeah,
Easy,
I know. Yeah,
easy
date,
solve.
date
Easy
thing.
solve.
So, yeah, this is the date thing. Anyway, so yeah, still these kind of bugs I need to that we're still on the fix. So trying to so
Hey,
we
I
did
get it.
integrate the mainnet. Yeah.
This is why we're here. And if you even want me to test it out, I'd be happy to. And if you even want to come back on Homebase and like fix the bugs live, like people love that shit. Like if you ever want to come on and like live code or vibe code, just let me know. It's very common for people to do so.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a dev, so my devs are working. That's how.
Yeah.
That's the essence, right?
I get it. Yeah.
But anyway,
I
so
love it.
yeah, so been doing that. Yeah, I mean this is basically live. You can use. I mean, for some reason I can't really like. So we just connected. So for the base batch we were using Coinbase Wallet CDP, but that doesn't work too well with non-U.S. citizens. So yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, so we just changed it to we switched it to Privy for the actual implementation of things. So so on Privy you can basically test it out with base Apolia. Mainnet's not alive yet because we're fixing all those bugs. We're trying to push it by June 2nd because I'm going to Da Nang, the Web3 Pitch Fest. Maybe I can show that to you as well.
Yeah. Wait. What is that?
Let me show you.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And your screen is back up.
Yeah. So I'm going here.
How long is this? It's an event, like a festival.
Yeah,
or
it's an event. So
conference?
Yeah, June 3rd.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Bro, why am I not going to Vietnam? Come on.
I was actually really impressed with like the lineups because like they're actually bringing a lot of like governmental officials. Like, so not only Web3, like governmental official from like Da Nang, like Da
Is
Nang's
it?
like
Oh,
yeah,
wow. Is
startup
it in
stuff
Saigon?
like that. Yeah, Vietnamese like global innovation ecosystem like people
Oh,
and
this is so cool. Okay, wait,
yeah
I kind of want to go. Is there a website?
um Super Vietnam. So they
Super,
have so there's like Web3 Summit and
done.
Super Vietnam, and there's Solana APAC happening on that week.
Got it. And it's both are happening in Saigon.
No, happening in Da Nang.
Oh, you said that, yeah. Okay, got it.
Mhm. So Da Nang. So we are so for this we're attending a pitch fest, which is like a startup like pitching competition. So
And how did you get involved with this? I'm actually really curious.
this one.
Yeah, like how did you get involved with this event in general?
So I was actually
Oh, damn, that's so cool. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, we submitted the submission
Damn,
for yeah,
nice.
yeah, we're going through the like community voting like blah blah and yeah, trying to get selected. So funny story, so I just like posted so a few weeks ago I just posted like so I wanted to go um so this year we've been in Korea for about like 4 years just building the community facilitation and like doing a lot of like community activation just in Korea. And this year, since we have like the portal launched and we have about 10K builders like network already in Korea, we're expanding to invite like other, since we're doing a lot of like global activations. I'm going to explain to you like some of the global initiatives that we're going to be doing. So we've decided to go more to like yeah the where did I have this? Yeah, so more global like
Oh, I
expansion.
see.
So we're going to Vietnam and probably to Malaysia. Malaysia Blockchain Week is happening, so might be going there and to Japan, and then
Yes, sir.
yeah, coming back to Korea for a little bit, and then going to Singapore and Argentina.
Nice. Yeah, gotta be in Dev Connect.
Yeah, and DevConnect. So yeah, so what we're doing a little bit big is I don't know if it's going to be in Korean probably. Um, yeah, so we're doing something called Road to Osaka. Something very similar to what we did for the Seoul. So basically, inviting all the like the this time like more of a pre-seed to Series A projects that are actually raising. So what we're trying to do with them is a IRL builder launchpad. So basically, we're actually under development for this. So basically, we're going to use zk P2P fiat on ramp. So be able to. So we're going to set up a program like here, and so once that program is created, projects can upload their project here, and with that, we're going to have like a pitch competition in Osaka. Talking with Moo and like the blockchain expo guys, people, and probably gonna have like a day where what they can do is that they come to this like a Shark Tank style, except crowdfunding. So
Ah, I
let's say
see.
yeah, so let's say you're raising for 100K for like 10% of your like token, like future token that you're going to be issuing.
Gotcha.
So what you can do is that you can divide that onto like 10,000 shares, $10 each, 10,000 shares. So people can come to the stage,
Ooh.
QR scan it, using fiat Venmo because
Oh
ZKP2P
shit.
works with Venmo.
Wait,
This
whoa,
works
whoa,
with
whoa.
Venmo.
Yeah, wait, let me read this for a second. This is cool.
Yeah. So
I
Venmo it, and then
when
you
I didn't even know this
yeah,
existed. Okay.
yeah, this one's pretty cool. This one's pretty cool. That one's yeah.
Uh,
I think
you can you actually send me that on Twitter? DM me that or something.
where should I send this? Here?
Yeah, DM it to me on, or yeah, you can post it here. Yeah, nice. I'm gonna have to look into that for
Yeah,
some of
yeah,
the
yeah.
stuff we're working on here in Japan, actually.
Yeah.
All right,
So
yeah, go. Keep going though.
so Venmo it, and then you can buy shares of the project, which is going to be locked into our escrow treasury, the program treasury that I sent. So
So it
it's going,
hits your Venmo, and then like you guys send the money from Venmo directly to escrow.
yeah,
Amazing,
yeah,
incredible.
fiat to like staked in the USDC. That's what GKP2P do.
And Venmo's public too, I guess. So there's even like a level of transparency, I guess, to using
Exactly.
Venmo.
Yeah, so this one's pretty cool. I mean, this one's completely open source, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, this is sick. This is
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Yeah, this is pretty sick. So yeah, we're gonna have this integrated and like be able to have that into like an IRL launchpad, and so the amount that people bought shares will be locked into treasury, which will be only unlocked if the project actually delivers the result that they said they're going to be doing. So
Oh, okay, fire.
yeah. So let's say the terms was that they're going to be TGE for in like next 3 months, and 10% will be distributed. So once that action is actually completed, they receive the money that they raised.
Amazing. Okay. Wow. And then if they don't, then the money is Venmoed back.
Yeah, money is money. I don't know if it can be Venmo back. We need to check that actually, because
Because in the
so
escrow contract, so it's
yeah.
there's like, is there like a time limit on the escrow?
Yeah, time limit on escrow. So there,
Got
that's with our. That's why I couldn't confirm the program, because the
got
deadline is like after the time limit. So yeah, the once the time limit hits, the fund is refunded to the person who made the deposit.
got it.
So yeah.
Okay, that is really cool. And when is that happening?
So world blockchain. I think it's in. I think this is already happening, but the main event that we've got offered was um, August 18th to 22nd.
Okay, got it.
So we're going to be participating in that with like other like incubators and like other people from Japan and like other mostly these folks.
Okay, got it. Fractal and Moo and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So so probably going to be partnering with them and having like a the demo day on the spot and be able to raise on the spot.
Super, super cool. Yeah, Fractan's incubation just kicked off. Actually, I'm one of the mentors in it. So my first
Oh.
mentoring is going to be on Friday, I believe, this week.
Yeah, Udai sent me like interesting ideas to me actually. Like they also have like idea of like the new system that they're trying to bring, and that was really interesting. There, I don't know if I can share that, but so but yeah, it was
Yeah,
really
yeah. I don't think that is public information yet, but I love Udai and the team. They're so incredible.
yeah.
It's honestly the best community. I love working in Asia so much because people here just understand the technology for what it is, rather than in the US where it's all speculative games. Like people only like that's the worst part about the US is people come for the money and they stay for the money. You know what I mean? Like or they leave because they lost money, right? Like there's no like the staying for the tech. It happened like all pre 2021. Like anyone that came after 2021, like nobody gives a fuck about the tech, and it's so disheartening, honestly. Like the common narrative is like nobody cares about decentralization, you know, blah blah blah, like billion users, you know, all this other stuff. Just in terms of growth for token prices, and it's really unfortunate. But like here, that's why I love working with the local government here in Japan, because like they actually want to use the technology to serve the community and to increase civic engagement, etc. So it's just like a much different perspective, much different mindset, in mass.
Yeah, I mean, you're bringing up a very interesting topic because like I actually recently met a guy from who was like one of the head of PSC, just resigned, with
Mm-hmm.
with the radical shift in their and he was
Yes.
having a Sabbath, I guess, like, so we were having this kind of conversation. So for me, like, so I mean, I'm rather reluctant to I won't say blame, but like point fingers at the region or like the time frame, because like if I mean, everyone comes, like, for example, like before 2013, like when Bitcoin was around, like
Mm-hmm.
people came in to buy drugs, like Silk Road was a thing, like
Right.
they came in to buy drugs, like
Right. That was literally a big use case of crypto, right?
yeah, because like
It
one
was
of my
utility.
friends,
It was still
yeah,
utility, like they came for
yeah, it is
utility,
still utility,
not
it is.
speculation.
Yeah, I mean, and pseudo anonymity at the time is, basically the same as anonymity. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, not if drug is too much of an extreme use case, like people came in to buy fake
Right.
IDs, like
Right.
underage drinking, like in US, like, well,
Right.
now we're
Very
coming back to US again, but like, a lot of like my friends who got involved into the space, like who bought like Bitcoin in the earlier time, was to
Mhm.
buy fake IDs, like
Right.
that
Very
was the thing.
yeah.
So I am much less like prone to say it is about time or like region,
Mhm.
but rather about like how much of an insane incentive like that are be like, as you're saying, utility that are being available
Driven.
for
Right.
users. Because as a builder, like I feel mostly responsible for the fact that we haven't given a strong use case for crypto that we promised. Like, I mean, blaming on like UI UX problems,
Mhm.
blaming on like fast finality problems. I mean,
Right. Right.
which is true. Like infrastructure,
Scalability
all these
problems,
kind of
etc. Yeah.
things took time to get ready, and decentralization or like the network topology of things, those are important, but like for the 99% majority of people, they don't like self-custody. Like, I mean, they do want freedom and they do want self-custody to the extent it doesn't interfere with their daily lives. So,
Right. Right.
and it, like, for the lack of a better word, they want to buy Starbucks with crypto, but we haven't got to that, like pay five, like we were saying about Venmo, like we haven't got to the level that the usability of crypto hasn't got to the level of Venmo, convenience
Right.
wise. So
Right.
to the extent that the only thing that could be offered from crypto was token incentive, on top of the using, that's what basically what Kaito and like are the all the airdrops are doing right now, because you can't give value in terms of like utility or like convenience or any other, like whether it be public goods or like the tangible or non-tangible values that are
You're
being
right.
promised, such that you are just giving them basically money. And with that you're training people to become those speculative, because the incentive that you got is financial motives. So
Right.
I'm less prone to blame it
Making
on,
generalizations. Yeah.
yeah, the user behavior, but rather on the
The incentives we're creating.
yeah, incentive, like the system that we're creating. So I mean, what that is not to say that we haven't done our work, or that is not to say like we are not going to be doing our work, but it's just it gives us a us us as a builder more impetus to bring the promise that we once made, and
Hmm.
deliver the goods and services that are to be used by the users for the long run. So I'm just like more optimistic. More optimistic and like detrimental in the sense that like I mean, on the one hand, like as a founder myself, like it is my responsibility, because I mean, I came to this space thinking that there could be change,
Right.
and if I weren't able to bring that, who am I to blame? Like they chose to came here, and like, and I'm still here because like this is the space that can make changes. And how am I supposed to blame for the things that I haven't delivered? So
Right, right. Can't
that's
blame
the
the
way in
user.
which I see it.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. I mean, incentives rule everything around us, and in crypto specifically, like we came here to restructure incentives. Like that's what this technology does. And it's very true that like incentives have just, they're in a way currently where people are just more incentivized to speculate than to actually build. I mean, a really good example, like you were saying, infra was a really big problem over the last like 4 or 5 years. That's one of the main reasons we haven't even gotten consumer level apps. Like we're just starting to get consumer level apps now, because the infra is finally ready for it. But over the last 5 years, like it was, people had a bigger incentive to fragment liquidity, to fund other L1s, to fund an infinite amount of L2s rather than just continuously like building out one, right? And like if we didn't structure incentives in a way where people could make more money or extract more value from creating all of these all L1s, etc., then we would already have consumer apps, we would already have a billion users, etc., etc. But you're 100% right that we have just structured incentives in a way where people just had a bigger incentive to grift rather than to build. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. And like we
That's where it
really,
is. So yeah, I mean that it's a problem to be solved.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it's a problem to
there's
be
work to be
solved.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
for
put it
that
perfect.
reason, I mean, there's base and there's like mega ETH, which is like doing all the
Hmm.
like execution. And like I was really interested in like the accelerator program that mega ETH is bringing, like mega mafia
Yep,
stuff.
the mega mafia. Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, I was so actually like recently the like Solana folks like there's good things and bad things about it, but like their events are top notch. Like for example, this Super Vietnam, like it's Solana APAC stuff. Like
Mhm.
I think they're doing a really good job. I heard good things about Solana Accelerate, which I haven't had the time to go, but had heard good things about it. And the
Yep.
deepin like projects that are coming out of like Solana was really promising. I'm less enthusiastic about their DeFi because like it didn't seem like they have a lot more like advanced topics that are to be discussed. But I might be entirely wrong. But yeah, so yeah, I mean I'm just like whether it be silly or like any other like ecosystem that are to bring it and um, I think it's only healthy that all these like ecosystems are bringing their own changes, and I'm sure they're before frowning upon like someone like whether it be geographical region or like typical like a certain ecosystem. I try to see what are the real like contribution that they're bringing
Right.
versus like just the hype that people are talking about, because every ecosystem has that problem like in and of itself. So
Right.
like just trying to find the real ones. That's all there is to it, I think.
100%. I mean, it's really in this space, there's so much noise and we have to do so much work to like sift through that noise. But you're right that there's always something of value, somewhere. We just have to like really go looking for it. Um, yeah, yeah. It's a massive puzzle, and all of the pieces are laid out on the floor, and we just have to do our work to put it together. But no, I mean, there's a lot of smart people in almost every ecosystem. So it's just about kind of finding those smart people, seeing what they're building, seeing why they're building that, and just seeing how they progress over time. Like it's like how we see a lot of individuals from some of these ecosystems that you've talked about, like now working at base and now trying to drive like some of the value that they created in past ecosystems here, because they see it as more sustainable or whatever. So it's just like, as we all progress through this ecosystem, we have to sort of wade the waters and see where the real value is, and just start creating that real value. Of course, like there is the other side of that where there are plenty of investors or even
Roasters.
yeah,
As you're saying.
value extractors, exactly, who are looking to do the same, for a much different reason. But from our perspective, it's the same thing of like, you know, a, I was thinking about this earlier today even. Like Arbitrum's a very interesting example of something that like doesn't even necessarily need high growth to like, continue to be successful, and it doesn't even necessarily need like high growth for the user base to like be sustained, or for that ecosystem to be
Yeah.
sustained, because like there's already so much value that's being created on a technical level, and there's already so much liquidity, right? Like it's already the home to DeFi, for example. And this is why, like, so, you know, it's really hard for Solana to start taking market share in like genuine terms, in terms of something like DeFi, because like people on Arbitrum are just so much more financially literate. Like they were there first. It was one of the first L2s. You know, it almost an immaculate conception, you know, of an L2, because it was at a time, it was created at a time where like Ethereum was having scalability problems, and like there were just some smart people who wanted to solve those issues. They did. And then a bunch of people tried to copy them, or, you know, tried to create better, like slightly better tech, right? So like there's always like, you know, there always is some value, and like the truth is there. It just is so hard to actually dig deep enough to find it, especially if you're like a new entrant in the space. So I mean, that's even why I love doing these live streams, because it's so much easier for new entrants to come into this space. And it's the other reason why I run these residencies, because like when new entrants come to these live streams or to these residencies, and they see the community, they hear from people who are a little bit more experienced, and we can help like start driving them towards, you know, where they should be looking. And then they can actually start to like get a better understanding of the space, rather than just being constantly shilled to the nth degree, and then they don't even know like what they're being shilled anymore. You know, they're just like, okay, I'm being told to buy a bunch of things. I don't even know what the hell people are talking about anymore. Like we got to get back to the fundamentals. So it's, as I feel like we finally are. I feel like after the past, like, you know, 5 or 6 years, we've taken a break of, you know, talking about fundamentals, but now we're like really starting to get back there. Ecosystems are starting to crater, because, you know, they've only focused on influencers and haven't supported value creators in any way, shape, or form. And the ecosystems that have are still around, and they're thriving. I mean, Solana is a really good example of like back in 2021, when like Solana was first getting big. Most of the builders, most of the people interested in building on Solana were doing so because like Solana was attracting a very specific type of retail participant that was just like throwing money at anything. So it was really easy to just like, you know, to grift. I mean, yeah, like really easy to, yeah, exactly. So like, so Solana attracted like a lot of those type of builders who, you know, wanted to max extract from that type of participant. And that's exactly how the ecosystem got bootstrapped. But it doesn't mean that like ever since that they didn't like support real builders, because they have. Like there's a lot of very smart people in the Solana ecosystem who are still building to this day, still building good product, or innovating. So it's hard, you know, it's really hard when you have like both of the extremes, you know, in one side. Like it's a very good example of the horseshoe theory, where you have like the complete opposite type of people working together on this one ecosystem, one project, and one community. So it's, I guess you need everyone. And this is why crypto is so amazing, because it does eventually attract everyone. Everyone can participate. It's permissionless, and hopefully we can make it more trustless as we move forward as well. I think that's like the biggest problem right now, is it's very, especially like people coming from Web 2, you know, like they're very quick to be like, oh, you know, like we don't need decentralization. Oh, like just trust me. Like just you, like we can just put it into my bank account for now, and then like, you know, we'll cryptofy it later. You know what I mean? Like it's this very specific mindset where, very traditional mindset, I should say, where it's like, look, we already have things that work in the traditional system. Like let's just use those, and then like we'll worry about the rest later. And like that's a valid viewpoint, like for the most part, but of course like that's used and abused to the point where it negatively affects us all. So like we just need to keep building like more trustless systems, and we need to keep incentivizing people like to use these systems in a way that works for them. So that way people aren't over incentivized to just stick with, you know, the status quo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. On that note, I'm just like, I'm as you're saying, like as we're reaching to the consumer level, like products, like such as Polymarket and like Courtyard. I was actually like surprised, like, you know, with like some of the products that are built on Polygon actually. And like with Farcaster and like, you know, some of the social like products that are being built on Base, I'm sure like we're all looking for the same like, you know, value driven statement that we're like now ready to serve the users, not like for its own value. So that like it's, I mean, Web3 as a tech is not a product. It's a feature. Like we, I mean, let's say like for example, Uber. We don't praise it for its mobile technology. We praise it for, you know, we use it as a ride hailing service. It's a ride hailing service before internet service. Like that's what like Web3 is entering, and once we're talking about the consumer adoption of things. So like it could be financial, it could be like, you know, earning as a feature is really high value, I think, because it, you know, derives incentive. I mean, basically better than like, you know, Amazon points or like, you know, Starbucks like, you know, coupon system. So that's one thing. But as you were saying about decentralization, or like whether it be a trustless like system, I think what value that brings, I think it has a good like point to tackle, especially in this trustless, not in terms of like a systematic, but literally like trust is like degrading in terms of like political, and like the world is going to shit. Like, I mean,
Right.
I'm in a camp that World War III has already happened. So I don't know what the world you're in, but like so in that like system of world, like I'm sure the digital native like on-chain trustless trust that we verification and like, you know, decentralization has a place that brings value, but we just haven't made it to the point where it's tangible, like that people can to the level that people can feel it, not us, like not as an enthusiast, but like actual like, you know, moms and pops where we were like, you know, talking about so for such a long time.
Well, and to kind of bring this conversation full circle, like that's actually why what you're building is so cool, because like even for like regular developers or whoever you may be who needs to use this sort of product, like you don't have to be crypto native to understand like why this, you know, would make sense, or why this would work. You can just like understand the tech fundamentally and be like, oh, okay, like, you know, this actually would be much better, a much better system to use to actually like, you know, prove and pay the right people. So it's just like we have to just start moving towards these tangible products, like you're saying. It's the same way, like, you know, when we can show citizens of local communities that, you know, all they need to do is like click a button and they can allocate money towards things that matter to them. It's it's really meaningful on a whole different level, you know, like there's a ceiling, there's a real ceiling to speculation, and you know we're nearing that ceiling every day.
We're in
And
a
like
bull market again. Yay!
literally.
All-time high. That's great. I mean, it's giving me a relief. But anyway,
Right. I mean, like, being in a
literally
bull market
saving my life.
is relieving, but it's just like being in a bear market is like a lot more fun and a lot more engaging, and a lot more meaningful,
I
you
don't know.
know?
I don't know how much I can starve anymore. But anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing is like, of course, our privilege all eventually runs out if we don't get another bull market. But like, that's why we have to build during the bear to bring that bull market back, you know, and it takes more, or it should take more than, you know, just convincing more people to buy some asset. And of course, that's why like outside of Bitcoin, you know, there really hasn't been that much growth in terms of like asset prices, etc. Because like there really hasn't been that much more tangible value like since 2021. And of course, like, you know, we hit these massive blow off tops so fast that, you know, it's really hard for us to like claw back to that level of value. Like when price goes up so high, we're trying to like chase the amount of value that we need to create to actually sustain that level of price. You know, that is of course one issue. But you know, when we stop thinking about like that value or reaching consumers at all, you know, then we have a real problem. And that's of course like why the EF is restructuring, why they have to rethink about how to actually reach real users, and why they need to be thinking more about the things that they're now thinking about, right? So it took some time for people to sort of realize that they need to come back to reality instead of like living in ivory towers. I mean, that's like my biggest gripe with crypto is, we all came here from the perspective of uh like uh opening up the opening
World.
up the ecosystem, yeah, opening up the world, yeah, creating a global society, a more permissionless one, etc. And a lot of people like got rich so fast that they're just like, okay, I know how to do this, I'm right, and I'm just gonna sit in my ivory tower and just tell people to like keep buying my asset because like Bitcoin is now digital gold, and everyone in the world should own it. And it's just like, okay, like I agree with you, but like, why do we want to put Bitcoin into the hands of real people, and how are they actually going to use it? So, and it's great as a store of value, don't get me wrong, but I think like there is real like precedent for Ethereum to be thinking, 10 plus years out and say like, are these things quantum resistant? But of course, if you go too far down that path and you don't think about like, hey, our users like can't afford gas transactions, you know what I mean? It's just like, why can't we do both? You know what I mean? Like, why can't we like understand that as the pioneers and as the giants of the shoulders that we're standing on, like we have a duty, a duty to like build real like sustainable infrastructure, but also like we need to reach real people. Like there is like an equilibrium here that we need to find, and it really feels like Ethereum's finally getting back to that equilibrium. Of course, like Base has been a huge part of that. And I think like even something like Mega ETH is a huge part of that as well. Like this is, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but the way that I'm currently thinking about like Mega ETH versus Base is almost like this, right? Where like Base, of course, is using a centralized sequencer. Mega ETH is using a centralized sequencer. Like this is pretty much the differentiator for both of these chains comparatively to most others. So of course, like they're just trying to increase throughput, like to the to maximize throughput. And I guess like Mega ETH has taken this sort of stance where like, hey, we will let the community be more involved. We'll mint out these fluffles, etc. Where Base is like, hey, like, this is completely centralized, but of course we have the backing of Coinbase. We're going to use this behemoth to support more builders and support events in the same way like Solana would. So it's interesting to sort of see like the bifurcation between like even some of like the current players who like understand where we're heading and where we need to be going.
I mean, we have like 2 minutes left, but like, I mean, to comment on like the last point that you were making, actually, I feel the opposite because from what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was feeling, Debing's on Amazon. She's fierce like lady. I have mad respect for her.
Mhm.
She's just like on it.
No,
So
she is a savage. It's
yeah,
undeniable.
she's amazing. So yeah, the way in which like Mega ETH is going like with the fast execution and all these kind of like technical aside, like it like with Mega Mafia, they're just like we're giving you 0 to 100. Like
Hmm.
we're taking you all the way there. That's one of the things that Solana did well. Like that was we're taking you all the way in. Like that seemed to be like the stance Mega Mafia and like the Mega ETH is like bringing to the space.
Right.
Whereas actually Base, I was actually talking to Base. I'm actually curious to see like where Base is going to be headed. Like they have, as you're saying, like they have so much like good infra, so much good like text
Developer
and
tooling,
like
etc.
um
Yeah.
yeah, etc. And like Virtuals is doing well, and like all these kind of ecosystem is like doing in and of its realm. But like I am waiting to see what the brand value is trying to bring and what are like the persona that is trying to like implement. I think there are like bits and parts of it, but like it's not like it's like, for example, there is no like step from like all the way from education to like CB Ventures like all the way track or something. There's no like track that's been set yet. I was actually talking to like the base ecosystem parts about it. So as a builder, what they need is support. that is both monetary and ideological aside, like
Distribution. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
monetary and marketing and user bringing the users, and like
Right.
that's where builders are going to stay.
Mhm.
So yeah,
No,
I'm
you're 100% right. Like we have to set the culture from the bottom up, and
yeah,
if it's not set properly, especially like even in the base ecosystem, it's not going to work. I mean, that's why Mega ETH, like setting the culture from the top down, to actually send builders from the beginning to the end is really, really important. And that's why, Super Team on Solana is super successful, etc. We do have to get to our next session, but thank you so much for joining us. This was
yeah,
absolutely incredible. I really appreciate you hopping on, and let me know if you ever want to come back on for any other reason.
yeah, it was a pleasure.
Amazing. Is there any last things you'd like to say?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be around in Vietnam and like Osaka. If anyone's interested, please contact me. I have my contacts up in the slides and stuff like that. Yeah, and if you happen to have time, please vote for Ludium Team Ludium on the Pitch Fest.
I love it.
On
I love
Twitter.
it. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I'll see you in Vietnam. If not, probably we'll see you in Osaka.
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
Peace out. Of course. Of course. All right, TK, we are in. Thank you so much
What
for joining us today. How are we?
so far so good. Been a good day so far. How are you all going? How's
Amazing.
it going?
Oh, it's going incredible for me too. It's been a very fun live stream so far, and it's only getting better. So, why don't we get started by you just saying something a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you're building.
Yeah, bet. I'm Heath. I go by TK. We're a small team based out of Bangalore. We spent the last 6, 7 odd months building Cast Money. It was sort of like a trading platform built on top of Forecaster itself. Realized taking them to another web app wasn't the best play out. We shipped a few mini apps as well. But then through experience, we learned a lot. In my past life, yeah, through experience, we learned a shit ton. And in my past life, like I've been a Web2 founder. I've raised a couple of $1 million for a company where I was trying to gamify adulthood for Gen Zs in India. It was called Ripen. Shut it down when I shut it down. I started it when I was 19. Shut it when I was 21, and then experimenting a lot ever since. The last 1 month, like April end, we decided to wrap Cast Money down, and then we were just thinking about like what do we truly want to build. And I think
That's right.
first principles in, you either need to save people time or make them money, right? Like fuck crypto, just generally for a successful product. Like these are the two simple things
These
that
are
you need to be
fundamentals.
doing. Yeah, these
Yeah.
are fundamentals, and we just was just like, okay, saving time is hard, but I think we can help people make more money, especially on Farcaster. We have somehow lucked in because we did not expect what has happened in the past week for us, like with respect to everything. Like we did not really expect so much love. We did not expect so many people trying to come in together with this idea of programmatic tipping, because like tip and earn has been around for a while.
Right.
But obviously, like custom tokens, having a sick feed, having leaderboards. We also like got a time.fun element where people could just like request a specific like from me for a certain price. A bunch of these things, right? Like, and obviously like people tend to like just focus on one thing, which is transfer of money right from your timeline without having to do anything abnormal, right? Like I think that's a very big design principle that we are adopting right now, is that hey, I do not want my user to do anything after they've set up. Obviously after they set up, which token do they want to tap, etc. I never want to change their behavior ever. Like I just want them to be interacting. At the end of the day, all I'm going to send them is a notification: you earned this much, you spent this much. That's it. That's all I care about, right? This over the past few days also has shown us what we need to do next. Have you lost me, or can you hear me?
Oh, we're back. We're back. Yeah, what we got to do next? Yeah, what you have to do next?
Yeah, and the answer is fairly simple. Bring this on Twitter. Go ham with it. There's a massive USDC audience with tech Twitter. Think your Balajis and Vitaliks, EF, all of tech
Yes.
entrepreneurs in sitting out of Silicon Valley. I just want them to enable USDC tipping, right? Like not even custom tipping. And then you have your Brett community, you have your virtuals, you have the sub virtual agent communities. You have Cookie, you have Kaito. These are smaller communities who would tip their set token. And then you also have like a massive opportunity to go to Solana. right? So like we're parallelly just like making sure everything's working on the mini app. We've gotten the X API. We're working on that so that we could potentially like set out a test 2 weeks in, probably for like 50, 60 odd people, and go for a launch end of May. Sorry, end of June. Or probably like first week July. That's what we're expecting, and then Solana integration by the end of July, right? Like, and then, I mean, in my head, like right now, so far we've processed like what 100,000 tips, 110,000 tips worth like $15,000 in the last 4 days.
Incredible.
But I
Insane.
truly, but I've been like, the more I think, the more I see this to be an hourly start for us in the next 6 months, right? Like, if I'm really able to kill Twitter, if I'm really able to like win that audience over, because like this is a new avenue for people to just earn their first crypto, as simple as that. Like, just post good content, earn crypto, hold it for the upside, sell it if you want to fly down to SF or buy a new MacBook,
Right.
do whatever, dude. And the token creators, right? People who are associated with tokens, like think the entire Binance team, think the entire Coinbase team, think all of those massive like Arbitrum team, the Omni Network or Optimism. That's such massive communities, and they want to reach new people. It's very simple, right? Like every network, every token wants to reach new people.
Yeah.
We are making it happen right in your own feed. So I think there's something here. There's something that we're super excited about. Just trying to move at light speed, just trying to make sure we don't break. But yeah, that's our TLDR of where we are, what's been up. The token's doing well. I think we saw a 16 mil all-time high today. The airdrop reserves have gone up to like 3.2 million, which we like obviously like split across a few times. But I think the airdrop is going to be 100 mil if I can do this right and take this to $1 billion token in the next 6 months, which I
Yo,
think
that's
is
amazing.
super duper likely. I just see it happen
I'm
for some
holding.
good reason. Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm
No,
just
I
happy
mean,
a bunch of forecasters make money. Like everybody who supported us during Cast Money, like every person, we never could go mainstream with it, but like, we built a lot of connections, like friends over time, and I'm just happy they're winning. I think that's what I'm happier about than myself winning. But yeah, anyway.
yeah, I mean, I didn't even realize like you guys were building this. I heard like some people talking about it, and then of course I saw in my feed like I was getting tipped from Noice, but I didn't like do any like due diligence. I wasn't like asking about it or anything like that. But as soon as it dropped, I was like, oh shit, like this is what they were cooking. Because like I did see like some teasers. I heard some people talking. Like I heard the murmurs. I heard people talking about how cracked your team was. So like I had a feeling something was coming, but I wasn't exactly sure just because I didn't like reach out or anything like that. But I also like I will start this conversation here because I didn't even think about the opportunity of like being the tipping of other people's ecosystems, like for you specifically, because even prior to your launch, I was thinking just about like degen and how like that entire ecosystem, that entire process like did like it started something, right? And like people, it did galvanize people in a very specific way, and people still tip, people still love doing it. But I thought to myself this is doesn't work as like one token's like thing, you know what I mean? Like this has to be like there is a bigger picture here, and I didn't really think about it deep enough to like wrap my mind around it. But like now that you're saying it, I'm like, oh fuck, like Noice really is that, like Noice really is that
Yeah.
product for every ecosystem, in a really special way. And I even because I set my like USDC tips, and then I saw so many people on the timeline talking about like, yo, I want to do this token, I want to do this token. Everyone adding you and your whole team, being like, yo, like how do I do this? How do I do that? And then I went to go like add a custom token. I'm like, oh shit, do they not have a UI? Like maybe this is why everyone was casting at you guys, like being like, how the fuck do I do this? So I was like, okay. And then as I was going through the app, I'm just like, it's crazy how many features you guys have added already. Like it's actually insane. Even the fact that you can like go to other people's profiles and see what the costs are of their tips and all that. I mean, I was blown away. Like it truly is really impressive. Like where you guys have started, like where you guys have like where you guys have brought the product like for the launch specifically. Because like obviously most mini apps are very lightweight, you know, like they're most people are just testing out. They're just kind of seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, still iterating. You guys are like, nah, fuck that. Like, we know what we're doing. We're gonna bring this shit to market. Like, we're going big. Like, we're not going home. We're going on
Yeah.
Homebase. So like,
Yeah.
I really, really like appreciate like, you know, the energy you guys have brought to Farcaster, and like, you guys deserve every bit of like success, engagement, etc. that you've gotten over the past week or so. Like, truly, it's really impressive. I'm super glad like to have you here. Super glad to have this conversation. Super glad to support.
I got a bunch of showers because this is probably my first conversation um, representing what we've been doing. Like we've been getting on a bunch of calls like with
How
people
long
at
have you guys been building like this? Like since Cast Money?
Noice actually is something we started working on last week of April. And initially it was sort of like initially it was just like okay, we'll just do creator tokens and let people tip their own token because our like the where we were coming from was that hey, like look, you get 102 likes on your post, right? But a like by Balaji means more than a like by Heath or TK,
Right.
right? Super simple. How do I sort of let the world know that happened? Or how do I show it in my wallet? So then we were like, okay, maybe it's dollar Balaji shows up in my wallet and that can only be earned and it cannot be bought. Some random places where we started. And then the more we started thinking about it, the more we arrived at the fact that okay, fuck creator tokens for a minute. I think if you just nail USDC well enough, but make it programmatic, like that, make that the element that everything just happens via our interactions, you still have a good enough pie. And then to be very honest, right? Like the funny thing is, as you said, when you were saying that, oh, now that you're saying it, I see it that okay, this is going to serve every ecosystem or every token. Believe it or not, like the night we launched, I didn't think of it either. When we launched, we were just like, okay, custom token tipping is cool enough, but I think we definitely want to work on creator tokens and Zora integrations and can all your future coins be Zora coins and a bunch of things there, right? Like, do you have
Of
me still,
course.
or is my internet?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, the video is a little on and off, but I still hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. We heard everything. The video is just a little laggy.
Okay. Yeah, the video is lagging a bit too much for me. This is not
If
supposed to happen.
if you want to try and turn video off for a second, just see if it works. If not,
let me try doing that.
yeah.
Yeah, just allow me a second, okay?
Yeah. No, you're good. We're chilling here.
Hello. I'm hoping this is better. If I fail again, I'm just gonna switch another hotspot again. I'm sorry
It's
about
nowhere. We got plenty
it.
of time. We're chilling here. The audience is super forgiving too.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Of course.
But yeah, anyway, like I think we weren't really like thinking too much about custom token tipping and what it could truly enable because we were like, okay, look, most products have to make money with token launching fees, etc., etc. But the red flags were quite visible with respect to like creator tokens, right? First is tying a token to your name is super personal, and all of a sudden the likelihood of you launching a token goes down 10%, like 10 times.
Right.
Like I could launch a token on a meme, right? Like I clank it, but if there's a dollar TK, I'm far more serious about it.
Right.
That's A.
Exactly.
B, like only 5% of the create, like probably like the top 2% of creator tokens will always have value. The rest 98% will always be trash. Like they'll never have any value because just perception, right? Like following and where you work, all of that makes sense. So we realized, okay, net our best case scenario is that we see like if I really milk this out, like I see 100 creators on base in general who would have like a valuable token, but that's not going to have volume at all, right? Like it's not going to have like insane volume for me to be making fees in the first place. So what if I like completely drop the fees debate And what if I start serving any token launcher on any chain to help reach newer audiences, right? So it's something we started seeing when we got a bazillion requests for tipping their custom token. And that's when it hit us that, okay, fuck, like everybody wants to reach new audiences, everyone wants to hit a new holder base. This is a new way for discovery. This is a way to also, like, so, by the way, curate whom you fuck with, right? Like if I have a Noice,
Sure.
if I'm tipping Noice, the people I'm tipping sort of represent what my interests or what Noice's interests are, right? Like it sort of, like, in some sense curates that, okay, this is what I truly like, right? Like whoever I'm tipping are the people that I appreciate. There's a bunch of things there too, and then we're just like, okay, look, like token launching is something that dies 2 weeks in 99% of the time. What if we completely just skip that? Because I want this, like, I actually now see this as $1 billion company. Like I'm so certain about it that it just is supposed to happen unless I run into, like, Elon shutting me down or I run into some absurd
Hey,
issues.
that's how you know you'll be
Um,
successful.
I mean, I did think it through. I was just like, maybe that's a badge of honor. But then I was like, nah, man, that's still not enough. Like, I'm not gonna take that for an answer. Like, I think it's still like,
He's like, it's
at the end of the
validation,
day,
but it's still a problem. Yeah.
but like, yeah, I haven't won yet, right? Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, like, like I have a magnanimous list, right? Like, think all A16Z partners. The funny thing is, like,
Right.
you don't even have, like, you have to think about, like, all on-chain assets, right? Like whether it's on Monad or Solana or Base or Ethereum or Optimism or Arbitrum, every chain has like 10 token launchers, right? Simply said, I'm helping them hit new wallets, because what I will just make a wallet for your Twitter account, and it'll support all chains, right?
Mm.
Like it'll support your all the chains that you can practically think of. So
Yeah.
if I'm sending you Optimism, you'll see it still. If somebody sends you like USDC on Base, you're going to still see it in the same wallet. So you just see one wallet for every chain that you have that you've earned money on.
Right.
And the second
Cook.
thing becomes like, yeah, this is like a maximum cook. But then I was like, okay, what if I still had 10x more agency today? What would I do? And then I thought that, okay, crypto Twitter is still a piece of the puzzle, right? Like it's the first thing to go for. But like, what does it truly look like? It truly looks like in a way where Kraken just came out with like on-chain US tokenized stocks. And I was thinking, okay, what if I can get Zuck to tip Meta and the entire Facebook team to start tipping Meta? Or why can't I get Elon and the Tesla team to start tipping Tesla? Or Anduril, or every publicly listed Peloton.
No.
Just think about every publicly listed company in the US and the founders who are super active on Twitter. Why can't I
Mhm.
get them, their leadership, their team base to just start tipping their own, like, just
Dude.
stocks? This is just a new, this is essentially like content in general all of a sudden becomes incredibly non-linear, because like
Mhm.
so far in your life, what you were limited by is platforms, right? Like you were either reliant on selling courses, you're reliant on turning on monetization and hoping you go viral, all of that. I could like just make a simple post for just like a very small, like I could just make, like, say, a feedback tweet for Anduril. Just, hey, you could probably do this better. And if 13 people from their team react, I've probably made like $11. And if I
Right.
hold it, if I hold it for like 3 years, maybe I'm sitting at 40, right? It's
Yeah.
quite absurd what the barrier to making your first dollar comes down to. It's not even virality anymore. Just give one founder one great piece of feedback, and even if it has 7 likes, but he's liked it and he's gifted you a share, you're bypassing all practical platforms that have screwed you over for so long, right? And
No, yeah,
that's
there's somebody
what
that just went. Yeah. There's literally someone that just went viral on Farcaster today, like because they got like not even $2 in tips, and they were like, "Wait, what the fuck? Like, how did I get $1.50?" And like everyone's just like, "Oh, like some people were just tipping your cast," and dude, he was like freaking out, you know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's like it's really really cool to be able to just like earn money in that way, and that's an insane idea. Like once again, dude, you are thinking like to the fucking moon. Holy shit, dude! Like
yeah,
I can even. That's such an amazing thought to think that like you could increase like the number of holders, and like you could actually like for your stock specifically, you could engage your community by like tipping them in like portions of that stock. Obviously, like fractionalization of stocks has been a thing for almost a decade now.
exactly,
So yeah,
exactly,
so it's just like
man.
it makes so much sense. I mean, you will literally blow Reddit like out of the fucking water. You know what I mean? If you do something like that, like people will go so
I,
nuts.
the idea net is to just like gave birth to a new way to make money on the internet. Like, I think we're starting to see it today. Like, I just onboarded a friend in the morning. She's made $45 on Farcaster today. Somebody I tipped like on day one of launching. It's quite sick, right? And somebody I just tipped on the first day when we just went live. I gave her like $2 across like 3-4 tweets, and she's sitting at $70 right now, just in those $2 tweet like tips, right? So net, I'm just thinking about like, okay, there's content and virality has been the major theme for the last 10 odd years, right? Like the power law of content. Like 2% of the people make 98% of the money, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Spotify, whether it's SoundCloud, whether it's Substack, whether it's Medium, whatever platform you can think about, the top brass of people make most of the money, right? Like that's just generally how power law works. But now I'm like starting to think that whether this behavior could skew it a bit more towards people who are just starting up, right? Like they don't have to like hit 1,000,000 streams to make their first $1,000. They just have to bat the right person's attention, and he could tip you $1,000, like in theory, right? Like, or he tips you $5 or something, and it goes to like the moon.
That's literally what's happening on Farcast right now. It's insane to see.
And yeah, like even on days, like we definitely like the reason why you see a very decked out mini app is because we were just like, hey, look, we are very sure we want to take this to Twitter. Like we are 100% sure. The only reason why we did it on Farcaster is because the infra was ready. Tipping was a already existing culture. And if you do Farcaster well enough, then on Twitter, day 0 of your launch, you have 10,000 users. I also know exactly. And we're like super clean about like what is the most non-friction way to build this. It's going to be like the most simplest answer. It's no web apps, no mobile apps, no mini apps. It's not, none of that will exist. It's literally going to be a Telegram bot where you just connect your wallet, set up, configure, set amount, set everything up, like whatever you have to set up, and you just go on your feed and just go ham with it. I do not want to go the time.fun way and ask you to go to a new web app to reply to a person. I also do not think it's justified to get or think about a mobile app. I just want to be exactly where you are. If you're using Twitter 4 hours a day, stick to it, dude. Just stick to it. Don't change anything. Just don't change anything. I'll make you money. Right.
I think you're the first founder that in crypto that has said reach users were where they are.
Yeah, I think it's a very important design principle for us. Like, which is why, like, I was really dumbfounded when I saw that with the 10-11,000 users we have, we are seeing the current, like, in the last 4 days, the app has been opened 1.6 million times with like 10,000 people, and I could not fathom it. I could not comprehend it because I was like, dude, all I want you to do is stick to your feed. Why are you opening the app? Like, my question to you is, why are you opening the app? Like, what do you get? And then we definitely realized that there's a curated feed. People are scrolling and understanding who's tipping what, and they're getting a pulse of things, and that's the reason why they're opening it.
It goes to show like how incredible like the feature set is that you guys like started with. It's so fucking cool. I even caught myself on the feed earlier today, just seeing like what people are tipping. It's just a much more interesting. Honestly, it turns the feed almost into like a slightly high quality, more high quality feed. Yeah, where like it's only people who are tipping. And of course, like, you know, if people like choose to tip in their like valueless token, that might like eventually change. But I mean, literally right before you guys launched, like a couple of days, I was talking about, like, made this whole big thing about on Farcaster, how like, don't be stingy with your engagement. It's free. Like, engage with people more. Like, what the fuck do you guys like? There's new people on here who don't get any engagement. Reply to them. All that shit, you know, like this like whole thing. And then like 2 days later, you guys are like, yeah, fuck you. Hold my beer. Like now all like cost money. And like, and I do think it's like an important feature. Like, I think both sides like are important and are true. Like, it's really important that like people engage more, especially on Farcast, just because an early ecosystem. But it's also so important that like people can actually like back that engagement with something of value in a way where like the person that they're engaging with like genuinely feels like they're valued. Like, I can't even tell you how much more it means to me when like I receive that like tip in or Noice like tip, you know, from the like, etc. But I also don't want my behavior too much, because like it's really important to me to like be able to engage with everyone, you know, because like especially because like I really like engaging with smaller accounts and with people who aren't necessarily from like the US and like, you know, like aren't already a Farcaster insider, etc. Because like, you know, it means so much to them, and like you build such meaningful relationships in that way. Like, even if they like came, I can even tell you how many like airdrop farmers type of people like engage with me now, and like I've like completely changed their behavior just through conversation, being like, hey, like like here's how you've been engaging with me, and like here's how I want you to be engaging with me, and like here's how I will engage back if you do, and like once you actually like start to create that relationship with people, like they respect you more, they engage with you more, and it's so much more meaningful. So like there is like that side of it, but on the other side, like like to get a recast and like from Jesse is really cool, but when it also is 10 basis for everyone tokens, like it's just even cooler and more meaningful. So like I think there is like, I haven't exactly figured out what the balance is yet, but like we'll figure that out here soon. I think the balance is actually like, that's why I do like the custom token, or like allowing people to do that, because at first I didn't even think that was like possible or whatever, and then like everyone and their grandmothers like casting at you guys like,
Yeah, I do. I have been thinking a lot about, like, I have been spending a good enough amount of time thinking about, does this actually change their behavior, because now money is going in and going out. Like, are you like, when I was just showing it to my friends who do not belong to crypto, their thing was just that, okay, Heath, like my behavior changes, right? I'm going to be more conscious about it. And I was thinking about it a lot, and then I realized that, okay, look, like if you're building a flywheel with two different sides, there's a receiver and there's a giver, right? Givers naturally in human civilization have always been sub 5%. 95% have always been receivers or lurkers, or like, I wouldn't say there are different places of power, right? Yeah, there are, for some, money holds a different value. For some, appreciation means something else. For somebody, $1 or half a dollar means nothing, right? Like, and I think the more I think about it, that's how capitalism works, right? Like, capitalism is truly that, okay, the top 3% hold all the money, and the rest 97% are just figuring their way to get the tap open. And I'm like, okay, like, I don't think I'm going against that, because if there's too many people that are telling me that, okay, I'm getting more conscious about my engagement, etc., I'm just going to think about who are they and where are they in life, right? Like, are they post money people? Are they people who found any sort of success? Are they, etc., etc., etc.? Because only then will I take that feedback in. Because generally capitalism works such where, like, if we're pre-money, we're going to be crying about, okay, the inflation's so up so much and the prices are so high and the daily rations are so much, etc. That's who I've been all my life too, right? Like, because I'm not a post money guy. But the more I think, like, I gave it like a very deep thought, and then I realized that, okay, I think I've fit the exact vacuum of how capitalism works. So I need to be very conscious when somebody gives me feedback. I want to understand what frame of mind do they come from. Like, are they people who would rather optimize for quality of like the t-shirt they're wearing, or they'd optimize for a discount, right? Because that speaks a lot about what their behavior with Noice is also going to be around, right? Like, there's a lot of people who set like 0.001 USD. There's a lot of people who set up 0.1. A lot of token holders, like token creators, have set it to like 0.2 to $1 per interaction, which is quite absurd to think about. But it makes sense because they have incentive. They have incentive to like help it reach more audiences. They have no reason to be miser with their own tokens, right? Like, they have more reason to be just be more generous with their own tokens.
Exactly.
So I have been thinking, and I think this is something I'm going to get a lot, and I have to figure out what's going to be the leaner answer for people. That, okay, hey, look, you are in the 95, because I've been there too. Like, I am there till I created Noice. I was literally just there. But now that we have runway, etc., I can generously start tipping, and I'm not thinking about it at all. I'm not thinking about how much am I spending at all. If anything, the biggest like thing that has been running in my head is whenever, like, so the way we sort of split this is Shujan and Dev are like, Shujan and Dev are like Farcaster OGs, like they're FID some 300 and 400 each, right? So I'm just like, hey, look, you go ham on Farcaster, you just kill it because you have context, you know the people. You before Noice, before Castmini, you used to spend 3 hours a day there, just go ham with it. I've grew up on Twitter in some sense, in a way where, like, that's where all my friends, that's where everything for me has happened. That's where I started my first 2 companies. That's where I raised money. That's where I got my first users. That's where I shut down everything. Now, when I'm on my Twitter timeline and I'm liking stuff, I'm just like, fuck, I wish I could send them money, right? Like this is what has happened to me today. where I'm just like, shit, man. I wish like this is such a sick reply. Like because some people are actually like so smart. Like some like we've been like very grateful. Like I think I tweeted this. Like I've never been more grateful for all the luck and love that I've ever received. Like I do not think I could reverse engineer and do this again. By the way, it would be unfair for me to say that, oh, if this shuts down, I'll do it again tomorrow, because there's a lot of luck, there's a lot of love that comes into the picture. But yeah, I just find like so many like great comments and so many things, and I'm just like, I wish I could tip you, I just wish I could tip you. And I'm starting to get a lot of DMs from people on Farcaster who are an X2, like who are spending 2 hours a day on both platforms, and they're just like, that's how I'm thinking about it now. And I'm like, fuck, that's PMF. Like, like, fuck, this is
Yeah.
exactly what I want the top three. Like, this is exactly what I want the top 3% to be thinking at all times. But yeah,
Well, I mean,
it's
you
been
brought
a
up some really,
joyride, and
yeah. You brought up some really great points about like pre-money, post-money, and like people's mindsets and incentive structures. Like it's really interesting to think like, like there is real product market fit for like a certain type of user. That doesn't necessarily mean it's every user, and it might even be like a smaller subset of user, but it's the users with money. You know what I mean? So it does make sense like for those people to be doing something like this. And especially if you do have a lot of money, like this is probably how you want to be using it. It's like, money is power, and like this gives people like the ability to use that power and like leverage that power in a way that isn't malicious, like for the first time in history. No, but like even for
yeah.
you, like how does it feel to be able to like start tipping people in this way? Like it must feel fucking incredible.
Yeah, dude, like it's quite. The beauty of it is, uh, Kashmir has like a lot of like data accuracy problems, like so much of tech, like so many tech problems, right? Like you're indexing the entirety of base fucking chain, and you're trying
Yeah,
to put
I
everything
can't
on a
even
social graph, and data accuracy is a pain. And right now, like I'm
imagine.
just like, wow, like it's so simple to make good products. Like I didn't have to overthink it. Like the funny thing is, um we were in New York for a couple of weeks. We did a bunch of like, we were just working on Noice as much as we could. We went to Farcon exclusively to meet DWR and Jesse. Like I booked my tickets a day before. I didn't even have like Farcon tickets. I just like scammed my way to get in. I just talked to Jesse, I just
That's
talked to DWR, I just talked to like a couple of people, and I fucked off because I was like, before somebody catches me, I need to be out of here.
I wish you
And,
said hello to me. I wish you said hello to me
and
first.
I barely knew anybody, right? Like I was just like, hey, I don't know
Right.
much. I don't know of a lot of people here, but I just want to talk to
No,
these two
I
people,
respect
tell them what they think. I got some feedback. I left, and then to be very honest, like as I said, like on Twitter, we're going ham with content too, right? Like I don't know if you've seen a bunch of our videos. Like we're just trying to put out like very interesting content in terms of just like films and videos and super short reels, and just like, I don't know, you should check out like the video section of Noice, and you'll see like a couple of videos we've made so far. And I don't re- I've always liked storytelling a lot, like just generally. Like I do not like complicated explanations. Like I think the simply you understand something, the more it's a good mirror of how well do you understand it. Like the more simpler my communication with you is, the more deeper my understanding is. I've always
right.
like, even when I have 6 months of cast money, I always used to tell them like, dude, what does this mean? Like, what, I don't get this landing page at all. Like, what are they trying to say? Like, I have no fucking idea. Like, I'm unable to get what this product does. I cannot get it through. And so I was always just like, if I were to do a crypto product, I'm going to be like so dumb in explanation, or I'm going to work towards so much simplicity in communication that I want my grandparents to get it. And like for finally, like I've arrived to that with just saying that, okay, each like, comment, follow, you're sending them money. That's it. Uh, that's what I've come down to. And then when I triple down on it, I get more and more ideas around, oh, hey, creators, this is your pitch. Hey, token holders, this is your pitch. Hey, this is your specific pitch. There's a lot of nuance there, but um
Well, you're changing incentive structures. I mean, this is once again like this is the purpose of crypto. I mean, we just had this conversation on the last session and pretty much every other home-based live stream. Like it, crypto is about changing incentive structures. So when you're like talking to like friends and family about like, hey, like now we're changing the incentive structure of the way you use like social media, like I'm sure they either have like a pretty like curious reaction or maybe even like a visceral reaction, like, hey, like that's not what I want to be doing. Like I don't want my social activity to be hyper financialized, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm really curious, like to hear like what is some of the feedback that you've kind of gotten in that regard.
Yeah, definitely. A bunch of people do not see it yet, and I've just been like super calm and composed, in all conversations. Like one thing that I found
Well,
myself in
do they see
is a
do
state
they see
of
like, for example, do they see like other
sorry.
people like being able to use it? Like, are they like this isn't for me, but I see like why somebody would like, or are they just like, no, I would only be receiving,
Yeah,
tips. I wouldn't tip anyone else. Like is that kind of the sentiment?
of course. Like, of course, no, it's not the sentiment at all. But that's still okay, dude. Like it's very simple. Like there's always a Venn diagram, right? There's a Venn diagram of givers, there's a Venn diagram of receivers, and they intersect somewhere. There's always going to be people who just keep giving, probably don't get as much, right? Like these are the lurkers at large who get no engagement.
Right.
There's going to be people who like a lot of creators, right? Like just think about a Mr. Beast, for example. If I'm able to get a great part of tech Twitter in, Mr. Beast barely likes people on Twitter, but he's going to get a lot of money. Sure, like that money barely matters to him. That's a secondary part.
Right.
But the part is he's just not interacting. Like you think Taylor Swift or Ariana Grande or like just
Mm,
think about Kanye West. These aren't people who are liking or commenting on other people's posts, but they're getting insane amounts of interaction. So they are the receivers. And then there's a combination of people who have following and spend time here. And that's the intersection. So again, you have to like really think about, okay, these are three different sets of people. Who am I talking
yes.
to? Right? Like, am I talking to somebody who where do they like bleakly fall under? Like what is my dumbed down understanding of where do they land? And that's my best way to like take that feedback in then. So that's how I've objectively like dissected. Like you have to be really cautious about like who we're listening to. That's the 8-year skill that we've like gotten into a lot, is like who's speaking, just understand their context and then weight it um, uh, to whether it's a serious feedback or whether, like today I got somebody saying that, oh, can Noice identify if what I'm tipping is AI generated content? And I'm like, hey, look, like I think that's Twitter and Instagram's problem. Like I don't think I can control the kind of content you put out, but you control what you like. So it's on you, right? Like it's on you that
Mhm.
you liked AI generated slop and tipped him. I can't do shit, right? Like you like 1,000 random airdrop farming posts, you're gonna give them money. It's as simple as that. Like you have to think about what you're liking, and I can barely do anything there. So yeah, just be like super clear on what kind of things are valuable to us and what kind of feedback falls under buckets which we do not want to even think about, or I don't even want to entertain it, because I can't solve for everything at once. I can only solve for one thing well enough, right? And
Yeah,
that's what I'm
and
like
but somehow
laser.
you are like solving for a lot at once, and it's actually really impressive. Like I you just gave me the thought of like if you're a creator, you're a musician, etc., and you want to do like community engagement and you really want to like engage your fans, like this is probably one of the best ways. And like this is something crypto's been trying to solve for a long time. Like even think about something like Coop Records, right? Where like he's really starting to solidify like these tokens from musicians, how it's tied to their music, etc. So if like creators are now like tipping the people that listen to their music, tipping the people that engage with their music, that like create lyrics, create like lyric videos, like create content, all that stuff, in regards to like what they're already doing, then like this is exactly how you engage those fans. This is exactly how you make them feel valuable. This is how you keep them around. I mean, Twitch is a great example actually of like, imagine being able to just like every time you see somebody who has a good comment and like you bring it up onto the screen, like that person automatically gets tipped back instead of like the user like always paying like to do things on Twitch. Like now you
Yeah,
actually have to pay
yeah,
to reward them back for like actually contributing real value, especially for like moderators and like videographers, like video editors, like all of these like different roles and different people. Like this is the I was gonna say this is the far economy, but like this is so much more than just the far
yeah,
economy. This is the Noice
yeah.
economy.
Yeah, I do not know. Like I haven't come up with a word just yet. Like I think I've been thinking a lot about like what does the end game look like, and each time I think of an end game and I ask myself again the same question: if I had 10x the agency, what would I do? I land
Mm.
on a different end game. Like I can just dream bigger each time I reach a convincing answer, and then I'm like, okay, like I think I can take this a notch above, right? Like, And what that truly helps me with is like laser sharp clarity on how to do things. Like, although we're enabling a bunch of things, if you like think bottom level product features, it's super simple. All I'm saying is set your token amounts, choose the token you want to tip, and go ham with it, right?
Yeah.
But now in GTM terms, I'm trying to get 70% of the people who go USDC, and then I'm trying to like talk to the Virtuals Foundation. I'm talking to like the Pump Fund team. I'm talking to X, Y, Z, etc. And I'm just like, hey, why don't you all come in? But like my tech stays the same. And then once I've killed it with Base and Solana, I go to others and others and others. So like I'm super lean and I'm doing the same job for them. It's just that job, like what I'm actually solving for, has like so many avenues that I can't even think about. Like right now, when you said, when you gave the Twitch example, a new pathway opened up where I was just like, okay, look, I was just like, okay, look, X live streaming is being pushed by Elon and everybody else. There is no tipping on X live streaming just yet, but this could just make the creator some money without having to pay the platform. Like I think that's my biggest worry, right? Like I'm bypassing Elon, which is what I keep thinking, which is what I keep thinking about. And like I've often thought about like, okay, I know if I hit like 1 to 3, 5 million users, I have like I will have like a 1 degree connection with him by any means, and I just want to know if just take half of it, just take 15%, let me live, take a part of my pie, but let me live, right? Like that's what I'm thinking about. But he could always just build something better. He could always just build something better. He could do a lot of things, but I've thought that conversation through as well. How am I going to try convincing him if I ever get a chance?
No, I mean it's an important thing to think about. I mean, it's definitely it's inevitable if it works out very well. But I think it will have to live and be very successful first. So like, you know what I mean? Like it's really not something that it's really not something that you truly have to worry about it until Artie is successful. And I'm sure that he'll be willing to have a conversation about it if Twitter isn't dead and gone by then. No, I'm kidding. But it's it's a really special place to be, and there are so many different things. Did I lose you? Can you hear me now?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're back, baby.
Am I back?
Let's go. Yeah, we're back.
Sorry about that.
No, you're chilling, bro. You're chilling. This has been fucking incredible. We've actually gotten through so much in a short time. All right, I say let's take the next 8 minutes. Let's wrap up the conversation, and then I want to spend the last 10 minutes. I want you to live or share Noice and show people what it's all about who haven't seen it yet.
Awesome. I'll do that.
So, back to what we were saying, I do think that once you make this super successful and you allow me to start tipping motherfuckers straight from the stream, then and that becomes super successful, then we can worry about Elon. But I'm sure he's willing.
Super far fetched. Now that I'm thinking, I'm like, why did I even mention it? Like that's so further away. But anyway.
No, I mean, but it's like it is the game theory. Like you're obviously like thinking about like what will happen. And
where do I fail? Where do I fail?
Yeah, exactly. And it definitely, if you are successful, it definitely is inevitable. Of course, you have to, really be successful first. But I mean, you've already seen a certain level of success on Farcaster. In my mind, the hardest part for you is like just deciding how to like build this core product, or like build this product specifically for Twitter, specifically for Pump Fun. Like you have to do so much legwork to like integrate with Pump Fun, for example, where everyone who creates a token on Pump Fun, they automatically have this ability to like now tip this token to anyone that they want, whether it's on Twitter, on Farcast, or like it really is like such a big picture. I honestly don't envy you for that, like for that reason, just because like it's so hard to think about how like this is all encompassing, how people will be able to use on all these different platforms. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm super confident you'll be able to do it. I mean, I love you. I love your energy. I can't wait to meet you in person sometime. Like I truly believe like, you guys will be able to do this. But it's not an easy problem to solve. Like in finding, like, let's say you guys find like sustaining success on Farcaster, like what, like being able to recreate that in multiple different places, like you just have to build like such specific experiences. It's just like, it's just annoying in my mind, you know, because like you have to like hire, it's almost like you have to hire different teams of developers to like build all of these different products to do the same thing, you know, and like that's like the like last thing you want to do as like a founder or as a team. But like it actually will probably work, you know what I mean? Like if you build like a separate product for Twitter, a separate product for Farcast, or a separate product for Pump Fun, and they all work really well, like you're gonna be fucking living, you know what I mean? Like it will definitely be worth it. But like trying to make that all cohesive, like is definitely a problem.
No, I mean, the answer to that is for now, we're only focused on Twitter because there's no other platform in theory where I could probably like scale this, because Meta APIs are completely shunned off for no value of money. Like Twitter API is going to cost me anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 a month, and that's completely. I think
Dude,
that's a
like
steal. I think that's a steal, dude. Like I think, like I thought this through, like even like prior to the token launch, if I'm being like super honest, like the biggest reason why we ever did a token launch is because I just want 150K in fees so I can afford enterprise API for 3 months, because that's enough for me to know whether I work or not. That's it. That was my entire idea. I did not think that we'd hit like wherever we are right now in terms of our treasury and runway, but like that's where we truly were before. And yeah, like you're not thinking on multiple platforms, you're just thinking about Twitter, Farcaster. And the funny thing is that the chain remains the same, right? The interface definitely changes, but the chain remains the same. So like the way base chain transactions work, the way Solana transactions work are likely the same. It's just that you have to build a few things on top of it. Like maybe like right now it's Farcaster activity, Farcaster interactions that I'm reading and sending money for. Tomorrow it's going to be Twitter interactions that I'm reading and send money for. Right. But at the end of the day, it's the same wallet to wallet transaction on the same chain that's happening, whether it's Farcaster or Twitter. And as I speak right now as well,
how do you go? Yeah, sorry, finish the thought.
We have sort of like 3 teams internally. Like there's no way out. Like we're still like a team of 5. We got another guy to just start building the POC on Twitter. We've got another dev to start understanding how compressions on Solana work. We're just like, hey, kick this experimentation off. Like I just need something by end of this week. I need a POC by end of this week. You're the only main man here. You don't need anybody else, because you don't have to build a live product. You have to just make it work for 5 people. Right. And let me make it work for 5 people. And so you naturally do fall into that, but it's actually not as big of a distraction if you just like split your resources. And if you get like the right person for the right thing, it's not an issue. And I think like right now we're going ham, hiring filmmakers, we're hiring designers, we're hiring devs. I want to like, because like consumer social truly is a lot of content and attention. And I think taste really matters. Like I think like a big premise of Noice as well is curate your sort of taste with that you see a higher signal feed. So I think taste is going to be critical, and so we have to be tasteful too, right? Like we have to truly be tasteful in everything we say, in everything we do, in the way we approach every conversation, our website or the videos we're making. Everything has to be tasteful. So we're just going ham with it.
Especially in regards to Twitter, right? Like even like the UI that you create for people to be able to access, like, you know, like their like how much they're tipping, etc. Like how are you thinking about like how
it's a Telegram bot? It's a Telegram bot
for Twitter as well.
Yeah. So like it's a Telegram bot. You log in via Twitter auth, right? So you log in. So you have that, and then you just have to like connect an older existing wallet or create a new wallet, fund it, choose the token you want to tip, figure out like for likes how much do you want to give, for comment, recast, follow, how much do you want to give. You're done. That's it.
And well, you can only necessarily tip people though that have also like signed up to the Telegram bot.
No. So that's where my growth. So I thought this through, right? Like I realized that I only need 100 people on Twitter on day 0, because what happens is, think about it. 100 people load up their wallets with $100. They're giving $0.1 out. Okay. Let's just say in the next 7 days, they like 1,000 people, right? Because you're giving 0.1, you have $100. Let's just say 1,000 or 10,000, whatever. I'm going to reach out to all of those. And each time you like someone, I, from the backend, create a privy wallet for them. So they have an existing wallet. Even Luciano doesn't even know he has a wallet with Noice yet. Yep. But because you've been tipped 4 times, you have $0.4 lying there. I'm going to DM you saying that
you fucking savage, bro. This is literally like what Frontech should have been. This is what like BitClout should have been. Like, dude, you actually fucking solved this. Holy shit. This is insane.
in theory, like this is how I thought it through. Like this is what my answer right now
This is
is. I
almost
don't
not
know.
even theory anymore. I'm just gonna go ahead and say you fucking solved this problem. This is insane, bro. Like this is how it should have been. Like this is dude, this was my biggest gripe with BitClout. Like the fact that people had to people could like even buy your tokens before you even signed up. Like that was insane. That's why FriendTech worked, right? Because like you actually had to sign up before people could buy your token. You could be the first one to buy it. Of course, like snipers sniped and all that garbage, and that's why FriendTech really died off as well. But like, dude, letting people just insane, bro. Like just creating a wallet for them, letting them claim it. I mean, this is like you are about to onboard like all of Twitter to
So,
crypto.
and the idea there is super simple, right? Like even while I'm bringing, so the way to think about it is very simple. Is that the content and your interaction lives off chain. Go to Twitter because that's what the biggest pie of the pie.
Right.
Farcaster, we are focused on growing the pie. We definitely want Farcaster to grow, but I also know right now it's at a ceiling, and I'm expecting an insane parabolic growth, which is not something I would rely on my success for. Like Farcaster is also a place where I could make $1 billion token in a company, by the way. Like, but then I have to go degen. Then I have to get speculation in. I'm not a I have speculation at heart, but I want to be a catalyst for other people's speculation. I don't want to become a breeding ground for my own speculation, right? Like I want to enable more speculation for more people. So the content, all the content,
sustainable, and one of those is not.
yeah, content probably will exist. Content will probably exist off chain, right? Like I've been really thinking about Zora. I've been thinking about etc. etc. But my first principles say that okay, the content exists off chain, but the way you monetize that content stays on chain. So
100%. Well said.
it's actually the rails coming together, because like the ideal problem with any, if you want to bring on chain content, you don't have distribution, right? You have to go to places where distribution exists and fit the part of crypto, which is your money part, actually like the P2P transfer part, which was like the premise of Bitcoin. The paper altogether was always peer-to-peer transfer of money, right? That's what it was about, and we've like made it into like 1,000 different things over the years. That's fine, but I'm going to go back to the 2009 Bitcoin paper, and I'm only going to think about peer-to-peer flow of money. That's the only part of crypto that I care about, right? And then the content should exist on like off chain, on Twitter or Instagram, wherever I'm able to go. Like if TikTok API opens up tomorrow, I'm going to go ham with TikTok, right? Like I will bring TikTok in, but I will not try to like get into creator tokens, right? Like I will not try to get into having, because it just dies. There is practically no way to it that it doesn't die.
Dude,
and I'm
Alex
just like,
is watching this right now, rethinking 10K. I can tell you that right now.
But yeah, I think that's about it. Would you?
Yeah, let's share that. Let's share that, bitch. I want people to see Noice before. I want everyone to see what we've been talking about for the last hour before we got.
Yeah, I couldn't see how many people were here though. By the way, so I don't even know like if there's questions or any of it. I have no idea.
Not any questions. So a couple comments. Some person said they said it about 20 minutes ago. It's up to us. They were saying like 100 to whatever you're saying. It's up to us to foster that builder culture. And just like a couple of comments about like what we were talking about throughout but nothing too crazy. Otherwise, I would have brought it up there's about 160 people watching right now. Nothing too crazy. About
That's good.
Four times the amount of people on Farcaster. 37.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, so like you open Noice and you tend to see what the leaderboard looks like. Like usually like this guy's a farmer, so we have to like DQ him today. But you tend to see like a feed. Like I can always see what my Farcaster social my Farcaster social like his JRF is like this, so I can just find his likes, right? Like it's super simple. And by the way, like we're processing 7 transactions a second, and the backlog is like 11 tips a second. So we're just a bunch of things are like transaction pending. So I'm sorry about that, but yeah, you can always like see some high quality stuff about like what my Farcaster users are like looking at. You can find the best costs here too. Like that's how I've been like just looking at things today. Is like, okay, I made like $4.50 for writing Team Bullish. It's absurd to think about. It's quite absurd. The real ones, leaderboard never lies. Like I don't know, like Ace is launching something tomorrow. He's got $7 in on just a single cast. Can you think about it? Like
wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's like
crazy.
Yeah, that's insane, right? Like like War just saying I'm now tipping 10 higher for every like on Noice.
Whoa.
And he's like $6.50 in. And like I know it
Wait,
probably doesn't mean a lot to
and
them, but like think about like on a
no,
lot of people who just don't have that money. I
dude,
onboarded her today and she's
yeah,
like
yeah.
killing it.
She's killing it, bro. She
Um,
almost has 400 followers already. Literally, I
yeah.
got a notification right before you came on. I got a notification that Dan followed her.
Yeah, just look at this meme. It was like, I'm exactly telling you who's liked and how much have you got for what, right? Like,
It's
you
so
exactly
cool.
know, you
I just
exactly
like
know what.
the fact that you guys built all of this out in the UI already is just like fucking insane to me.
Yeah, I think there's. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have. There's this. Obviously, you can see how much you've tipped, how much you've earned, how much are you
Mhm.
holding right now. You can set your configurations around like, okay, how much does a. So like for now, I'm playing with a new feature which hasn't launched yet, which is essentially I'm liking Noise. I'm trusting in Zora. I'm commenting with
Yes,
Noise. When I
fire.
follow, I'm tipping native. Like we're just
Yes.
testing what does it look like when each interaction is probably a different token because
Yep. Because it probably will
except the
be.
people, yeah, except because like except the people who have their own tokens, the
Hmm.
97% of the other people probably believe in like a couple of tokens or three at the same point in time. You're never limited to just believing in Zora. You could believe in Zora, Noise, and native at the same point in time, right? So
Well,
like I,
I'll say this. I'm somebody who would like, for example, I would put like USDC for follow because I want that to be meaningful, but I would put like, a much different token for like likes because I still want to be able to just like as much as I
yeah,
can, and I don't want to be like
exactly.
centralized.
Exactly. Yeah. So that works. You have that. You'll have it tomorrow. In all likelihood.
Yes, let's go. And so like right now, if you want to create a custom token, like, do you have the ability to in the UI?
I mean, I've been whitelisted, so you
Yeah,
don't
that's
have
fine.
the ability just yet. So
Yeah.
this
Okay,
is
great,
so
great.
essentially like you won't have to paste the contract address here. Ideally, like as soon as you choose this, you're going to get a drop down with all your wallet tokens, like
Right,
tokens in your wallet. You
right.
just tap that, you just choose the amount, and you'll always see the USD value here of whatever token you're sort of going for, and you
Is
just
it?
approve all the individual tokens. Then okay,
Does it have
this
to
is
be?
my desktop. This is my
Does it have
desktop,
to
so
be?
wallet won't be protected.
Okay, got it. And it has to be a Warpcast wallet specifically, or can it be any connected wallet?
It could be any wallet. It could be any
Okay,
wallet.
fine.
It's any wallet.
Yeah,
It's just that at one point in time, there's only one wallet. That's it.
right.
Yawn has been making a lot of. Oh, Yawn has tipped today. He's a generous guy. He has GDP as his custom token, so he's just been
Got it.
tipping. Like yeah, he's giving all his heart out. Like Wake is tipping Degen,
Mm-hmm.
and like the beauty of it actually is here as well, right? Like when you go to the activity, it's just so much fun to like what's up, hey, who
It's
am I
so
tipping,
cool,
what am I doing, and there's just so much like I'm
bro.
overcrowded,
No, I'm not even kidding you.
overcrowded.
Earlier today, my girlfriend was like, "Yo, like, why am I getting these like tips from my accounts or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh, like, let me tell you about this new thing."
Yeah,
And she's like, she's like, "I'm getting paid, like, I'm getting money," and I was like, "Yeah."
yeah, it's quite insane to think, but yeah, I think there's a bunch of other things like lined up in the next week that you're going to see a lot. uh, a couple of them, like I can give you a TLDR. One is we're going to do a very different kind of an airdrop. Like I'm going to do an airdrop in the feed itself. So like my like follow everything's going to be say $100 or $10.
Damn.
um and we are allowing, so we have a Noise OGs group, like which is like 50 people whom we like really look up to. We're just giving all of them probably like
Yeah.
500 to
Feel free to
1,000.
invite me. Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that right away. And yeah, we're just giving them like 500 to $1,000, and we're just like, hey, go spend it on any content that you like. Just
That's fire.
let's cute let so this completely avoids farmers. There is no way to farm my attention. You are getting my $10 for that day. If I don't
Right.
like you, you do whatever you want and you're not getting. So the
Yeah.
high quality, I expect like out of that 50,000 or 30,000 or whatever, it's not an airdrop. Like I will never say it's an airdrop. I'd rather say it's a creator reward, something like that.
Yeah.
Airdrop, we're still thinking it through, how to avoid dumps,
Tips.
how to batch it in different epochs, how to use this to like get to our first million users on X. Like that's what I'm really like aggressively thinking about when it comes to airdrops, is
Uh-huh.
not necessarily the token price, but what does this enable for me? Like how do I get, in the most dumbest way, the answer is going to be that you remember when I told you there's 9,900 people, the 100 people will end up liking,
Yep.
and I'm going to send them a message with 0.4. I'll pair it with saying that instead of 0.4, I'm also giving you $10, right? So
Right.
like just start tipping, and then that's the way I probably activate people who've been tipped already, so they have some sense of personalization because Luciano and TK have tipped them, but now they're getting more power to tip also because I'm giving them their first $10,
Yep.
right? So just
That's
thinking a bunch of
you're thinking
things.
about it perfectly. I mean, that's exactly how you should be thinking about it. It's exactly what you should be doing.
Yeah.
And of course, like even in the US, we just had the regulatory clarity around like tips not being taxed, etc. And you can also say it like this, right? Like if Elon Musk is sending tips in Tesla stock, like that's a gift, right? Like it's not going to be taxed the same way. So like it's actually really it's really cool what you're doing, and like to be able to like airdrop people like $10 for them to be able to like be onboarded to your app where they're already like claiming money that they have, like it's a no-brainer, man. Like you're thinking about this perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying my level best to be as
You clearly are,
sharp about this.
dude. You're
Yeah.
fucking savage, bro. Like I love it so much. I am like you have me fired up right now. Like I'm so excited for you, so excited for the team. Like this is so fucking cool.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad I was of help. My Twitter is HEETTIKE, my forecast. Like we're all over
Shoot.
forecaster and Twitter. If there's anything that I could help on board, just drop me a text. I'll do everything I can practically do to give you a warm welcome on forecaster. If you're not on forecaster yet, if you are here, just post good stuff, and I'm telling you, you'll be making your first $100 on the internet soon enough. Post good stuff, interact with the right sort of people. Like let's just say you believe in Zora, try and like just turn on post notice for Jacob and just actually like drop a value bomb each time. And if he likes you each time, you're getting $1. Hold it till fucking eternity, let it 10x, and you're sitting on probably like $500. There's just
Yeah.
like such simpler ways to make money now. Is because like you don't have to interact with every person alive. Let's just say I'm bullish on Zora, but let's just say I'm not bullish on Noice. Let's just say I'm
Right.
not bullish on XYZ token. Don't interact with them. Interact with, like, build a relationship with the people you think are going to 10x, and keep earning like small amounts of those tokens, and that's your gateway to like your first $100.
I mean, dude, that's exactly what people are going to do. Like, people are probably, I mean, that's the reason people are coming to Farcaster right now, because they're already going to, like, they think they're going to receive rewards. But now that they don't even have to receive rewards, like, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like, you don't have to grind the leaderboard to receive money. Like, you could actually just get tips from cool people, or maybe you're just getting tips in general. Like, you keep using, like, the example of, like Jacob or someone big. But at the end of the day, like, dude, you could just, like, maybe there's just enough people that like your content that you're just receiving 10 cents from all those people, and bam, now you actually have like a meaningful amount of money. And like maybe Dan or Jacob, etc., like didn't even like it. You know what I mean? Like you could play the quality game, you might just have the content, you might hit the quantity game. Like you can do both. And so, and like farmers are now incentivized to like actually provide real value in the same way that like I'm like training my leaderboard farmers on Farcaster to like actually engage meaningfully. Like that's basically what you're doing with like convince them to get that.
Yeah, it's just more meritocracy over luck, right? Like airdrops have always been a lot of luck first. I think I'm trying to like introduce a level of meritocracy. If you engage meaningfully, you will make more money. It's as simple. But yeah, we like for third world countries, this is insane. By the way, like I know we are off time, but like the last thing is just that like
The dude's not here yet, so we're chilling until he hops on a live stream. I'm sending him the link right now, just because I think he just didn't have the link.
Yeah, it's like
So we got a second.
if you visit the Dune dashboard, right? Like I don't know if, I mean, I think I've made the dashboard public, but I don't know where to. I'm just going to write it in a private chat here, or maybe the comment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll post
Anyway,
it. I'm gonna post it in the public chat for anyone who wants to go.
yeah,
See.
the point is that the average tip amount is 0.12, right? Like in India, that's 10 rupees, and that's a lot of money.
So
For
meaningful,
like,
man.
it's actually like $0.12 for like people in the West doesn't seem like much. Third world countries, this is a lot of money. Like this, like
It's a
I mean,
steal.
obviously, like for a single interaction, you have to think it through. It's a single fucking interaction, right?
Yeah.
Like imagine you're able to get like 100 people to interact with you each day, and you're sitting on $12, and like that's like $1,000 here. Like that's like 1,000 INR, and let me tell you, that's above the per capita income of.
Yes.
Budget 30,000 a month. A year it's 360 rupees. If just like 1,000 rupees a day becomes 30K a month, 360 a year. India's per capita income is 240, 2 lakhs and 40, right? So like just for like 50 interactions, you can be better off. You can like literally raise my fucking per capita of my fucking country.
Yeah,
It's absurd to think about. Like, but again, like people don't want to put in effort. So I'm suspecting that 98% of people will never put in effort, but the 2% of people who will always put in effort will win big, with like a way to like just make money by commenting. Like just
yeah,
like really good comments, and they could be sitting on like $10-20 a day, and that's meaningful for a lot of people.
dude, I'm telling you, you are changing like airdrop like in farmer behavior for the better. Like no doubt about it. Like people are going to like actually start engaging meaningfully just because they can start receiving tips, and it's such a meaningful amount of money. Like as someone from the Western world, like I definitely know most people like where I come from probably don't feel that way, but like, or not necessarily where I come from specifically, but from from in the U.S. specifically, like most people, it might only seem like $5, but I mean, dude, like I know some people that try and make $1 a day. You know what I mean? And like, if they make $2 a day, like, holy shit, like that is such a meaningful difference. And like, they can now do that because of Farcaster, not just rewards, but just from being tipped. I mean, dude, you're changing the fucking game. I can't even begin to describe how much I appreciate the work you're putting in. And the dudes here. So we're gonna start the next session, but like, dude, anytime you want to come back, just let me know. If you guys ever want a live code, vibe code, or just like let me know. We have builders on all the time, and we do everything. So just let me know how I can be of service to you, how Homebase can be valuable, and we'll make.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate this conversation. See you in a minute. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, and I expect the invite to that group chat too.
Oh yeah. I'll do that right away.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Yeah. All right. And now we got the dude.
Hello.
How are we?
Can you hear me?
Only. I can hear you perfectly.
Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you for some reason.
Oh, you can't. I can hear you.
Okay. I can't hear you for some reason, but I don't know if that's a me issue or a you issue. Sounds like a me issue, but okay. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Nice.
Hey, let's go. Did you catch any of the last session with TK?
Yeah, it was amazing. TK, like their whole thing is their whole thing is amazing. The whole Noice app is just awesome, and it's amazing that you lined us up with so many legends.
Of course.
And you'll see at the end why it's so funny that I'm right behind the guys who made the Poke emulator. It's so funny.
Oh, yo, fire, yo! It's I mean, I'd never met TK before. Like that was my first interaction with him, and man, like that guy's a savage, dude. I love his energy. I can't even believe, like, dude, how they're thinking about this and how big he's trying to go. I respect it so much, and I think it just has so much potential. I mean, I even brought up the point around like how what they're doing. I mean, what they're planning to do for Twitter is like what like Frentech and what BitClout like sort of like wanted to do, but like failed to do. So like for them to be able to like for people to start getting tips through likes on Twitter and then just get a DM like, hey, you have like 4 cents sitting in this account. Like if you come and you claim it, like now you have not only a wallet, like a brand new wallet, but now you have money sitting there that you can use.
Yeah. It's so good. It's the ham tipping floaties that was in Twitter, but it's on such a bigger, on a mass scale. It's just so awesome. And I just love how Degen paved the way for this. And it just keeps on going. It's just like every day you wake up and there's something new. There's a new way to tip people. There's a new way to tell your audience that you love them, show them and stuff. And it's really, really good.
It's incredible. It truly is. Like it's so cool to see. I mean, we're living through a fucking revolution, man. And like you said, it's really cool to see that like Degen paved the way, and that like Noice now has like degenified the entire ecosystem and is about to like degenify the world, like in the best way possible.
Yeah, and it's so funny that how the first couple seasons of Degen and Ham and stuff, it was they usually saw it as it was seen as like tipping slop and stuff on
Yeah.
by some people, not a lot of people, but by some. And then now it's just like, it's everything is in the background. It's the protocol. No, you don't even have to type anything. You could just set it and just forget.
Yep. It's so impressive. Like there's nothing else to be said.
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on. I absolutely love what you guys built here. It's super cool, super sleek, and like these are the experiences outside of like the full-blown consumer applications like Noice. Like these are the consumer experiences that I really do think are going to drive like new users to Farcaster and like keep people engaged. So like that's why I wanted to bring you on to talk a little bit about that, and of course like for you to showcase what you built. So I'll let you get started with who you are and what you're building.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm the dude on Warpcast, and 0ffline's my partner. She's somewhere on the chat somewhere. And I've been doing like we've been on Warpcast for a while, and I've been doing digital media production for a while, and she's been doing that too. And so our offices are like our desks are in the same room, in the same office. And the other day, like a couple of weeks ago, she like when you turn your seat around, you could like she could see my desk and like my screen. She's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm building a mini app," which is almost like 80-90% done, which is not this one, which is another one that's coming up soon, and I might come on again to talk about that.
Please let me know.
But she was like, "Hey, I want to make a mini app too." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever you want to make." And she was like, "I just want to make a gallery with some stuff in it." I'm like, "Okay, sure." And then so this is what came out, and
oh fuck yeah, this is why I love having you guys on and mini app builders in general on this live stream, because you get to hear the inspiration, how these things came to pass. Like it's such as like a simple but such a dope ass story.
Yeah, so and I was like, okay, well, you just need a logo and an idea. So we got the 0ffline Labs company logo, which was this one, and then this.
Fire.
And so she curated all the images, and at first there was nothing. There was no UI at all. Like the only instructions here is this 3-second thing that comes up at first that says tap right, and at first it wasn't even there. And someone in 0ffline's group chat came out and said, "Hey, I was just stuck. I was trying to scroll down, but it wasn't going anywhere. You had to tap right." I'm like, "Yeah, you had to tap right." And also, it works if you tap left too, if you're stuck, or if you want to go back and look at the things. But yeah, and so this whole thing was written in ChatGPT and not the premium version, which is pretty cool.
Fire.
And it's my first GitHub commit in almost like 5 or 6 years, I think.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to ask you about that before we move on.
What'd you say?
I said I'm gonna have to ask you about that before we move on. What was your last commit?
Oh, what was my last commit before that? Oh wow, I can't even imagine. We have to go back and see, but I think that was when we were doing that was when I was living in the UK, and we were doing 3D scanning, and we were sending up a high altitude balloon for a 360, like a photo shoot. And in Cambridge, I think it was, and it was some stuff for that. But we'd have to go back and check.
You said a hot air balloon?
Yeah, a hot air balloon with a whole, like a full 360 camera rig in it.
Damn.
It was like how you have those Insta 360s now?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you had to make them yourself.
Yeah. You did that manually on a hot air balloon.
You had to make like 8 or 9 like GoPros and like 3D print an array and stuff. It was crazy stuff.
Yo, that is insanely sick. I would love to see some of that footage if you got it.
Yeah.
When you come on for the next one.
There should be some footage. Like we never, like the project never really took off, but we did a couple test shots of it, and they'll find them.
Okay,
yeah.
fire. Yeah, I'm gonna be waiting for those on the next live stream.
Yeah, so I was when we built this thing, I was very surprised on the amount of numbers that people opened it. Because look at this, there's 286 unique users and
Oh shit.
444 opens. I was just like, okay, well, maybe 20 people will look at it, 30 people will look at it, check it out, whatever.
Dude, this
And
is the Farcaster effect.
yeah, definitely. And right now, this screenshot was from yesterday. Right now, the total
Damn.
opens is at like 500.
Yeah, I
And
mean, and I've opened it a few times too, like at least probably like 4 or 5 times, I think.
nice. I like that. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, it's sick. It's really cool. I mean, I think that's the coolest part about, like, you have 286 unique users, but I mean, you have far more opens. Like, clearly, like people are coming back.
Yeah. And what's so cool is it's on the next slide here, the users that added the mini app, 28. And I was actually very, very surprised to see that because I didn't add this button, because you know how when you open a mini app at first, this button just instantly comes up.
Oh yeah, it's
Because
actually annoying as fuck. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I know, and it's very annoying for me too. So I didn't, even add it to the mini app. I'm like, whatever, we don't need it. But despite of that button not being there, 28 people, like, they went to the very top of their screen and clicked it.
That's actually sick, dude. Like, that's actually super, super cool. That's surprising. That's genuinely surprising because, like, people are pretty. I mean, including me. Like, I'm pretty like tough when it comes to curating my like personal mini app store. So like the fact that like 28 people like actually went out of their way to add it is next level.
Yeah, exactly. And like, shout out to Millie Boo here that wrote it down. Says, like, even had a comment saying how to add it to mini apps. It's like it was actually
so cool, dude. That's so validating.
I know, I agree. It was Yerberserker, who's one of the creators of Glanker, who first in my group chat was like, I already added to my mini apps. I'm like, how? I'm like, oh right, right, that button exists.
Right, you gotta like actually go in and
See,
and a few clicks.
Yeah, even though I purposely that button doesn't exist in the mini app, and I don't think it will for a while. But you can go and check it out. But then I was like, now that there's this button now, and those 28 people have notifications enabled by default, I'm like, damn, now I need to learn how to code the notifications and send notifications out. which which is where your user base is like asking, like pushing you to grow, grow from your comfort zone and put more GitHub commits.
Yeah, I mean, I'll push you. I'll be the first to push you for more GitHub commits. Yeah, I love it so much.
Yeah, and then this one by Easy in Crypto was also very super validating. He was like, "Is this something I'd be able to make one with some of my photography?"
Dude.
I'm like, of course, dude. Yeah, like, of course. I'm like, you can come into my DMs and I could just clone the repo for you and do it, or you could just go to my GitHub and clone it, and if you're technically inclined, you could do it yourself.
Well, dude, what if you like allowed people to do it right on the mini app that you've already created? Like, what if like the one that like 0ffline created is just one of the galleries?
That'd be cool.
Because I feel like this, like, you could actually scale this mini app in that way. Because I mean, it makes sense, and a lot of people, especially like photographers, artists in general, like, they're probably not going to be technically savvy, and it's really hard to get distribution on like your own mini app. So like, since you've already started bringing distribution to this sort of like experience, I think it'd be a really good idea to have other people import their galleries, and maybe like like what 0ffline has is what comes up first. Like, it's not like you open the app and it shows up like, oh, which gallery do you want to go on? Like, maybe it does stay with your gallery, but there's just like a button in the top right or top left that like takes you to the like discovery page, and then you can like discover other people's galleries and collections. It's like gallery.so, but like a little bit more meaningful, and on like right here on Warpcast. Like, it's just like a simple experience rather than like a your own gallery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that actually sounds super cool. And then we could have like featured artists and stuff,
Yes, dude.
of the week, of the day, or whatever. That actually sounds super cool. Because the way I was thinking about it is that, like, Easy in Crypto could have his own, and if you wanted one, you could have your own and stuff. But that's just making more mini apps. But
Yeah, I mean, dude, like you could let other people just like there could be just a plus button, and like I could go create my own, add my own pictures, photography, whatever, and like maybe it's not like curated to the top, like maybe you curate it, and like if I want to go find mine, I have to search it or whatever, but like you could just let people like simply make add their own galleries.
yeah, that would actually be pretty cool.
Bro, let's fucking do it. If you wanna like actually like if you want to make that commit live here on Homebase, dude, let me know. If not, no worries. I would love to have you back on when it's ready.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool. I'll have to talk to offline about this too, because I'm sure she's in the chat somewhere. But
Yeah, she's here. Yeah, Offline is here in the chat.
yeah, I feel like it's a good idea.
I mean, it'd be really cool because then Offline too could be like, yo, like this was the first gallery. Now like here's the new this week's offline gallery. And then if people are like, oh, but like what happened to that first one? I really like that one. She's like, oh, well, that one's like limited time. You'll have to wait for it till it comes back. Like some shit like that.
Yeah, that's also cool. It's which is cool that we're talking about this right now, because the next slide is what's next.
Hey. I hope we didn't skip anything.
No, we only skipped one thing here that someone said. This was the same thing where users are pushing us to do more commits, and like that's actually super cool and coming up with ideas we didn't really think about.
The picture had peaceful numbering. I saw. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Yeah, just good feedback. Love it.
Definitely. Like just great feedback, and
Yeah.
we appreciate that. It's just so good.
That's actually the funniest part is like I mean usually I do have feedback for the mini app, but I swear to God I use the mini app and I didn't have like I didn't think of anything. I just was like, wow, this is a cool experience. Like, and that's what we need more of. But I mean this person's definitely right. Adding like some of the things we talked about, adding would be really cool. So like, but first glance, like, bro, I mean it's just a cool experience. I fucking love it.
I'm so happy, and you asking me to, like, I was not expecting to go on here and talk about this in front of so many people.
Hell yeah, baby! Like this is what it's all about. This is what Homebase is about.
Yeah. So there is a new one coming.
Yes.
A new experience coming, a new gallery, which also means we need to add more UI. But we already just talked about this, so yeah, there's gonna be like a menu button coming soon, and then a second experience, because we're like, maybe we should just remove this one, but then people were like, you know what, we should keep this one, so we'll have a second series, a second epoch or whatever, but that's coming super soon.
I literally see like I see adding two buttons to the current UI in the top left or top right, just a small square and then a small plus button. The square like takes you to like a mini app sort of like UI where it just like all the experiences like lined up like mini apps, and then the plus button is just to create your own gallery.
Nice.
Eventually you can do a search, but like I wouldn't even worry about discovery yet. Just get the basics down.
Yeah, I love it.
Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah.
This is sick.
And like I said, so many cool, like if you're technically inclined and you want to download the repo, the link is at the end of this presentation. But I'll be working on it soon too, with what we talked about with Luciana just now, and we've been getting like really, really cool feedback.
Oh, shit.
Like really cool feedback. I didn't think like this feedback Horsepacks is so good.
I think we're on Rhythm could work well. Oh wow. Media focused for so many apps. Yes, I mean exactly. Like exactly. Easy personal blog. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, dude. Horseback's going off. Many apps that film through images through art. No need for words, context. Yeah. Great curation. Facts. Didn't know what to expect, but wow, beautiful. Yeah. I mean, that was my reaction. Like, literally just like, holy shit, this is super sick. I really love this extremely well curated experience. But Horseback's is like, yeah, no, this could be this could be big.
Yeah, I love Horsefacts.
Same, yo.
Also, it was all offline who gathered the pictures and curated the pictures. I only did the app part. I only did the part and the UI part.
Offline, I know you're listening. Absolutely incredible job on the curation. I love the images. It's such a great experience, and especially for like the first experience, it's like it's perfect. Like really draws people in. It's unique enough. It's like each image is like different enough yet similar enough that it's just like it really does feel super cohesive without it being like confusing or anything like that. Like it's just absolutely perfect. Of course, you're welcome. You are so welcome. Yes, and so in terms of like, I guess I'm trying to think about how you could add people's like personal blogs. I think that might be too much, to be honest. Hey, there I am.
Yeah, what you were talking about Horsefacts. I mean, that what Horsefacts is saying is like a completely different app, I think.
Yeah,
But,
exactly. Yeah.
but he's saying that it would like look nice. And
You know, I just thought of actually what you could do is like, let's say I create my own gallery. There's let's say 7 images. And then when you click on the first image, that's my Sunday blog. You click on the second image, that's my Monday blog. So like when you click on like the image, it takes you just to like a screen of text, and it's just like that's what I'm feeling that day, and maybe I just change it every day or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
your wall or something.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the best experience I could think of in terms of that, because you really don't want to change the like overall like format of the app, and you really don't want to change the reason people use it. You just want to add, we want to add features, not completely change. So that would probably be the best way to like, because the thing is people wouldn't even know it's a blog until they actually click on it, which if people aren't aware of that update, like they're probably just still going to use it as like a gallery, just like to go look at art. And then maybe you just give people the ability to like, I was gonna say mint, but maybe tipping is even better. I probably shouldn't even think about financialization yet in any sort of way. Just get the product right, and then worry about that later.
Yeah,
Because I don't think it's a good. I actually don't think it's a good idea to let people mint the images or anything like that. Because you really don't want people to feel obligated to like create original images. Like you just want this to be like a fun, cool experience.
Yeah, exactly. And like all of these photos are curated from the internet, so
Exactly.
you can't really sell them, and like you can't really mint them. And
right.
Yeah,
I mean, you could, but it's just like not a good experience.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like when I say you can't, it's like a matter of like you can physically press the buttons to do it, but ethically it's not good.
Yeah, no, not good at all. Yeah.
So, but like for like photographers and stuff, for them you could, but then I don't know if we really wanted to become like a minting platform or anything. Right now it's just like, it just started as a gallery viewer. So, and even the name is Farcaster Image Viewer, which is so fun.
I love that. Yeah. I do feel bad because I didn't know who to reach out to in terms of like who to come on the show. So I'm glad that you responded. Sorry, offline, if I was supposed to reach out to you. I might have even DC'd you as well. So I DC'd pretty much like half the people in that cast that where everyone was tagged about it, and just see who would respond. But it seemed like you were like one of the main. I mean, it literally, that mini app was by you technically, so that's why I assumed you'd be like one of the best people to reach out to. But I also, if offline ever wants to come on and talk about it as well, like super open to it.
Yeah, of course. I told her that too. I mean,
okay, great. Yeah.
I'm sure you weren't going to be like, no, she can't come on. So
great. I'm glad you did, because I wanted to make sure that was that was conveyed.
Yeah, of course. And I had a bunch of issues with the manifest tool when I was building it, and a bunch of people needed my help. Compusify helped a lot. Zoo helped a lot.
And Lopez.
and also Lopez on Chain helped a lot. And it's like it's the beauty of Firecaster and the happiness, how everyone's there to help and and support, and not just be like, just read this and do that, and do that. No, no, no. It's like, here, just send me your GitHub repo, and I'll tell you what's up. And then Compusify like told me what was on stuff. It was really cool.
I absolutely love that. That's so funny. Like, yeah, fuck you. Go read this. I'm not giving you my time. Yeah. No, but Lopez is a savage. He came on Homebase a couple days ago, actually, like to showcase some of the stuff he was working on. I actually love beta testing what Lopez has been working on, like Pingate and shit. It's super cool. And I saw that he was helping out with this as well. So that was one of the other reasons I reached out. I was like, oh, I mean, because you never know if people are going to respond or be like, oh, I don't want to come on live or anything like that. But I was like, oh man, if Lopez helped him out, and Lopez just came on, like maybe the dude would want to come on too. So I'm glad you responded and said yes, and glad you're here. This is super cool.
Oh yeah, man, meeting you on FarCon was awesome.
Yeah. Yes, to crypto. Oh, I forgot to repost that picture before the call. God damn it. I was so focused. I had to do like a bunch of other tweets and casts and shit.
That's okay. Let me find the photo and bring it on here.
Yes, yeah. I'm actually gonna go recast that shit right now.
Here, guys. This is
yes to crypto and the dude doxed. So if anyone wants to see these two people doxed, here it is.
Yeah, it was really cool to be at that event with you.
Dude, that was so great. I'm so glad you came to that too. I mean, yeah, because we didn't actually get to meet like at FarCon itself. But like we got to meet like at the Forever Library, and that was just such a sick event.
Yeah, that was a really, really good event. I just called that whole week FarCon, so whenever I met anyone there, I just said I met them at FarCon.
Yeah, facts. No, I mean that's the best way to put it for sure.
Yeah. But you said you liked beta testing stuff. I'll send you something to beta test pretty soon.
Dude, I gotta be the most active person in the mini app beta test chat that Linda brought up. I'm obsessed with that chat. I don't know what happened to me, but like a couple days ago, I just like a fucking light bulb went off and it was just like, yo, like this is the only thing you should be putting your attention or time into. And I'm just like, I'm obsessed with testing mini apps now.
I love that. I mean, I really, really appreciate that you guys are doing this.
Hell yeah, bro. I mean, okay, so you were at Farhack by any chance or no?
I was not at Firehack.
Okay,
no.
So Dan did bring this up when he was talking at FarCon as well. He was talking about how it's really important to like start reaching users where they are and start telling them like, hey, come to Farcaster because there's like rewards. And if we can start bringing more users, then we can start bringing more developers and really start this flywheel. And I just thought to myself like, yo, like why the fuck are we waiting? Like developers are already here and they need users now. Like we need to stop expecting users to come. Like we just need to start bringing users to devs right now. So I was just like, after we ran these home-based workshops leading up to base batches, we got so much interest and so much love that we just kept doing them and just started bringing builders on to live code, vibe code, and just share what they're building and just get instant feedback and instant distribution for what they're working on. And like this, it's exactly what we need to be doing to like actually bring the value that people are looking for. Like, and we need to stop like talking about these flywheels and this value that needs to be created. We just need to start fucking doing it, man. And like that's why I just like I'm just gonna keep doing these live streams. Like there's just no other way to put it. Like we need to start doing the hard work. We need we need to start directly creating the value, and like that's just what I'm here to do.
I love it. I love everything you guys are doing. It's so good.
Really appreciate that, man. I appreciate the support. Appreciate you coming on. Like this is what we're here for. It's so important that we keep doing this. And I don't care if you try. Like you cannot stop me. Nobody's gonna be able to stop me. Like these live streams are gonna be going off. Like I can't even begin to describe. Like I want every fucking builder on these live streams. I want anyone who's building a mini app on this. I want people. The other thing is, like, even if you have like a low quality app, or like you're just getting started, like I really do want to be that, like, that jumping off point. I want to help you get like enough feedback where you can get the app or get where you're working on to a point where you're actually like comfortable sharing it with other people, comfortable testing in prod. You know, like we got to get people past that hump of just like getting started and just like putting things out there. And I really hope to like make people feel comfortable enough that, you know, that they can do it live and start getting real feedback from people.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I love it. It's just so good. Yeah. Um, I really like it's just the amount of work you guys are putting in shows too, with every person you've been bringing on consistently. It's just great. Do you yeah.
Dude, thank you. Oh, now is the time that you gotta share the mini app itself, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna just say, do you want to do the demo?
Let's do it. Let's go.
Oh, nice. I just got 50 cents through amps. I like that.
Hey.
Yes, I have lots of mini apps, guys. So basically, this is the app itself, and it's just this. And you go through, I think this one has like 80 images or 90. I'm not really sure. But you just go through a loop of the universe and of everything, like of creation, I think.
Can you make the screen bigger by any chance?
No, I can't. It's maybe.
Actually, try and Command Plus, perhaps. Damn it.
No.
Yeah,
sorry. I guess it's because it's mirroring my iPhone.
If we tell people to search, this comes up as Farcaster image viewer.
Or no, it comes up as offline viewer.
Okay, great. Yeah, because I remember I tried to search like universe and everything, and I couldn't find it, but I remembered I was able to find it eventually. So, offline. So everyone go to Warpcast right now, or sorry, Farcaster, and go to your mini apps and search up offline viewer.
Or you can also see it on my profile too.
Yeah, or go to the dude's profile.
I just recently recasted it.
Let's go. Let's start from the first image. I actually want to go through some of these. Like, these are fucking sick, yo.
Wait, let me close the app.
Yeah, refresh that bitch.
Tap right. See, that's the only instructions you get for the whole app.
Yes, yeah. It starts with the black hole. Enter into the rabbit hole, into the solar flare. Like, come on, yo. Perfect transition. I don't even know what to call this, but it's fucking gorgeous.
That looks like sound waves and the creation of the universe, because the first thing was, according to the Bible, the first thing that was the word. And I mean, according to other sources like Buddhism and stuff, it was sound waves. So I guess this looks like sound waves to me.
Oh, dude, that's sick. Yeah.
Like cosmic creation.
I love that interpretation. Dude, this is why this experience is so good. Like, I mean, huge props to Offline for the curation. Of course, like that is 99.9% of it. Like, you know, the not to diminish the work that you did, but I obviously the gallery viewer is, in my opinion, like slightly easier than the curation.
Yeah, I mean, it's like two sides of the same coin, right? You can't have the experience without the thing, without the images, and you can't have the images without the experience. So,
this is why I love Farcaster. I love Base. Like, I love these communities because it's just so nice to have different people from different backgrounds, different disciplines, different skill sets, like working together, sharing those skills. Like, it's so cool to see crack developers come together with just creative people and just build cool shit. Like, this is what we're fucking here for, man.
Yeah, exactly. Makes me happy.
Hell yeah. And now we got some insane shapery. Oh man, dude, that one's one of my favorites, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I mean, you can feel it. Like you can feel some of these images. Like they're so good. I don't know where the fuck she found them, but it's truly incredible.
Yeah, I like these ones a lot because you go from horizontal to like vertical mode.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, and especially when you're on your phone, it's just like, yeah.
Such a great experience.
Oh, I was like, did my mouse just die? No, it didn't.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, this one looks like it's out of like Halo. I don't even know, like some video game. Like
It's like when they're jumping off to hyperspace in Star Wars. You know how it becomes blue, but it's just like white instead.
Yes, yeah.
Like
and then taking you right to your destination, next planet.
Yeah. Which is another planet, and this image was co-casted by a ghost, which is a cool person on here. So.
Oh wow.
Another planet looks like it's being holed up by a black hole.
Oh yeah, right to the planet.
And then we see our moon. And then you guys might recognize this place. It's Homebase.
Yeah, love it. I was gonna say I don't recognize it.
Yeah, that's because you're from a different planet.
Never seen it. Yeah.
The one I live on is flat, right?
Yeah. That doesn't look flat to me. No way, that's Earth.
And then nice little halo, or on our planet. This is one of my favorite times of the day when everything's just waking up.
The horizon.
Yeah.
Is this through clouds or is this in space?
Yeah. No, this looks like the moon through clouds.
Okay, great. Because the thing is, like, it looks like clouds at first glance, but it also, you never know. Could be
Yeah.
like I don't know, like some ripple in space time.
Of course. Now we're on the planet.
The progression is wild. Oh yeah, humans.
We're in some sort of ceremony. And then
Can you see? I mean, maybe you probably can't see this data, but can you see like how far people click through the images and how far they got or anything like that?
That's what I was gonna tell you too. There is no back end of this. I was gonna implement some stuff, and I found a couple databases to do on Supabase and stuff, but that's still yet to come. But a bunch of people said they finished it a couple times, so I trust them. They have no reason to lie.
Yeah.
And also, like I said, I did at first. I only thought, it was like 20 to 100 people would check it out and be like, okay. But I was very, very surprised by the numbers.
People love using mini apps, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's what made me like. I have 2 other mini apps that are almost like 80% done, and they were like in the back burner. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I should bring these back from the back burner and put them in the front burner.
Yeah.
And I really, that's what I told Dan and V at FireCon too. I was just like, you guys are awesome. You guys, like, what you guys did here is just like very, very good. They were doing a really good public service, for those of the public who choose to come on here, pretty much.
Well, to that point, I mean, so after Farhack, there was a couple people who were like a little upset because Den was very clear about like incentivizing new users like with rewards and that kind of stuff, and a couple people were just like ranting right after, just like, we came here for sufficient decentralization, like all this stuff, like, we came to Farcaster for a very specific reason, and we care about that reason. We want other people to care about that reason, and I totally respect that point of view, and I think it's important to think about, and to like keep perpetuating it. But at the end of the day, like, we still have to reach users where they are. Like there's a middle ground here.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really getting rid of decentralization, are we? Like,
No, no way. Yeah.
like, did I miss something? Like, no, we
Yeah.
still need decentralization, guys. Like, I don't know what you mean.
Yes, yes.
Like,
It's really cool, especially now that like other Farcaster clients are like really coming to the forefront as well. Like not just like Coinbase Wallet, the big ones, but like even like Recaster. I didn't even know it existed, and someone suggested earlier this week that I should try it, and I did, and it's a really cool experience. Sleek as fuck. Uno too, like from Christopher and
yeah,
Erica, like. There's some really, really cool clients out there now, and I love to see it. I love to see the different implementations. I love to see like what's important to other people, and how they sort of like want to curate their own experience, and how they think other people might want to as well. And it's, I can't even describe how cool it's been.
yeah, yeah. I really like Erica, both Erica and Christopher. I got onboarded to Uno a
Mhm.
while, a week ago, I think, and
Oh, you're a
I
new user. No, I'm kidding.
yeah,
Yeah.
of Uno, yeah, but I still have to, like, when Woj first made Super last year, I stopped using Workcast for a week and I just used Super for a week.
And
And
I actually, funny enough, I never ended up using Super. I just loved the Warpcast experience so much at the time. I never had like a reason not to. I only used Lightcast from Dylan just because, like, Dylan's my friend. I wanted to like support it and try out what he was building. But at the time, like, like Warpcast was just, it was exactly what I needed.
yeah, nice. I love it. Yeah, the only thing I needed on Super was
Profile switching, that was like the one thing that almost brought me there.
no profile switching. I don't it was cast scheduling because I was going places and I was on
Oh.
planes a lot then, and I had to cast schedule some of my casts.
Got it. Yeah, that would have been useful.
Yeah, still is. If you still need, I mean, Recaster also had that scheduling now, but
I mean, in theory, all of those features. I mean, I feel like, I mean, that's not necessarily why they hired Woj, but I feel like that's one of the pieces of leverage is, being able to integrate a lot of what Super had to Farcaster Pro. But it seems like the way Dan's been casting about it doesn't even seem like that's like the incentive, or that's kind of what they're trying to do. I
no.
actually thought it was kind of weird that, like Farcaster Pro is being sold as a NFT collection rather than like a actual pro version.
I mean, it is both, right? I mean, because think of
Well,
like,
I mean, it will be is what it, like it won't be like on launch, but yeah, like it will be eventually, I guess.
yeah, I mean, on launch we're gonna be able to do 4 photos.
Well, he actually didn't say like in the cast. He said eventually, like we'll be able to do that stuff, or that's what they're thinking about adding to the Pro. So even on launch, I don't think we're going to be able to do 4 photos, but from the vernacular, like the way it was phrased, at
I
least.
see, I see. Well, we're bringing back the power badge back.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about that is, I just like, to me personally, I just don't like the like class different, like the pro badge being used as like a class differentiator, and that being like the incentive to buy it. But I do like understand it's useful in that way.
I mean, I don't think yeah, I totally agree with you on the class differentiator thing. It's just, I mean, power badges, they were good for a reason. I just don't know why we need pro badges now.
Right. I mean, we don't, unfortunately. But yeah, Scoho said, "How much does a Farcaster Pro cost?" It's going to be $120 a year. It's a $120 fee, like right off bat. No monthly subscription or anything. You just pay 120 USDC, or 12,000 warps, and you have Farcaster Pro for a year.
Yes. And he did backtrack from it. He did say it was going to be $10 a month at first, but for some reason backtracked from that.
Yeah, I think it literally is just from a infra perspective or like tech perspective. Like there's no reason for them to build out like a subscription service. They just want it to be like, yo, you pay, you do this thing one time, and then now you have the thing. I think it's just like easier for them.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's so funny because how most people are going to use their Warpcast rewards to buy that, and then they're going to be using Warpcast rewards to pay like that money for Warpcast rewards. So it's going to be another circular economy that's
Wait, did you see my cast about that?
I did not see your cast about that. No.
Oh, dude, it was so good because Steven posted like the elephant like sucking itself more or less, and
Yeah.
I just quote casted it with like, Dan's gonna airdrop us $120. We're gonna use that $120 to buy pro subscriptions. That money's gonna go back to giving us rewards. We're gonna use those rewards to buy Farcaster subscription. So just like the whole circular economy, it's pretty hilarious. I mean, I'm definitely. I mean, I was thinking about it. I was thinking about not getting the pro subscription at first, but I feel like I kind of have to, and I'm definitely going to be using Warpcast rewards that I've earned to buy it. So I think I'm honestly I've decided the only reason I'm buying the Farcaster Pro subscription is just to support the like rewards economy. Although I do think that, you know, they have plenty of venture capital that could continue subsidizing rewards, and I do think it's like a meaningful use of capital as well. So I think it's like a bit weird to be asking like us, the community, to be paying into it, but I understand, you know, like there needs to be a level of sustainability. Plus, like, you know, it's a business, you know, there needs to be some business model. They're putting in a lot of work, effort, and time and resources into like Snapchain and all of the things that all the info that we know and love and we use. Oh, great, you found it. Yeah. Yeah. So it's yeah. But I do appreciate it, and I do want to support rewards. Like I do want more people to be rewarded on Farcaster, so I'm happy to pay into it for that reason. But that's sort of my thought process.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, and I was also thinking who the artist was gonna be for, you know, because he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be a Farcaster native artist," so it's probably gonna be Jan Filba. So, and I love his art. So
yeah, Jan,
like,
some Oxen, one of them. But
yeah. What was the other person you said? Oxen? And
yeah, Oxen 0 XEN.
Oh yeah. Or it might be Miguel. He's got like dope.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Some said it wasn't him. I like added some and in the replies, and I was like, "Yo, it's definitely some." And he's like, "Nah, I wish it was though."
No,
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how I said it's so funny that you scheduled me right before the
Yes.
guys?
Yes.
Yeah, so look, this is the message I sent on 2 days before that mini app launched.
Anything that would shut me down if I made a mini app emulator, like a mini app within a mini app? Nope, I don't think they shut you down. That'd be funny. No, like a Game Boy emulator. Yeah, that's that has been some people's worries, including because I did talk to him. I talked to Mango like a pretty decent amount in the DCs about like his vision and what he's thinking, and he did seem like a bit worried, like if it gets too big, you know, they'll probably bring the axe. But I literally told them, I was like, hey, if they end up wanting to bring the axe on you, it's because you were genuinely successful. So it's worth trying to you know, get it to that level.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like the way I was thinking of making it was that I wasn't gonna be hosting the ROMs, so the people would have to source their own ROMs.
Yes, yeah.
But the way he did it is just so flawless and so good. Like you don't even need extra steps. You just like log in and it's just there. I'm like, this is like so good.
Yeah. I love that so much.
Yeah. And I hope they don't shut him down. I mean, I don't think Nintendo. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say real quick, if you want to stay on for a couple minutes, like we could even have this conversation with him. He'll be on the next like probably like 5 or 6 minutes. So we could even keep chatting with him a little bit before unless you gotta go.
No, I'm fine here.
All right, bet. Sorry that I cut you off. What were you saying?
Like I was just thinking, I don't know if it would get that large that the big N, the big
Big N, bro. That's hilarious.
The big N would shut him down, or I don't know if Dan and V would shut it down.
Right. I mean, if anything, the N would probably cease and desist. I mean, if they could not like get to Mango specifically, yeah, they'd probably go to Dan for next. But I mean, Farcaster is sufficiently decentralized, so I mean, I'm not exactly sure where they'd be able to block him. Like maybe they'd be able to block him on the Farcaster client, but like if he brings it to like Coinbase wallet or another client, then you know what I mean.
It's good. Yeah. Like GG, like game over, guys. Like,
GG's. Hey, I'm in Tokyo now, so let me go ask. I'll stop by the Nintendo offices and ask them what they think.
Hey! Don't poke the sleeping bear now.
You mean the Snorlax?
The Snorlax, yeah. What's this?
That actually would be a really good meme.
Yeah, no, imagine, it's just, being Dan or V or Voj or Ted being in the, Merkel office chilling one day, and then you get a knock on the door and it's like someone in a Mario costume or something. Serving you, or like Yoshi costume and giving you papers.
It's me, I'm Mario. Shut that shit down.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I don't think that would happen, but but like I love what he made. It's just so good. And I also wonder who the first person's gonna be who beats the Elite Four.
Bro, that's a really good question. I mean, the toughest part is who was I talking to? There was somebody else. I can't even remember who it was right now, like off the top, but I was replying to somebody because they cast like they just found their Game Boy. Like they went to their parents' house and they found their old Game Boy and they started playing like one of the games. And I was like, "Yo, did you see this Pokemon emulator?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I did see that. Like that's actually really cool." But like the like UX is still like probably not the best way to play like Pokemon. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Like if you still got your Game Boy around, you still got your Game Boy Yellow, like yeah, you can still play the old school way. And of course that's like, the best user experience. But at the end of the day, like it's still super sick to be able to play it in a mini app. And it's not like it's bad or anything. Like the user experience is still fine. But like pressing the buttons on the screen versus actually pressing the buttons definitely like it changes the experience a bit. It's definitely a fact.
Yeah, it'd be super cool if we could actually trade with each other or like fight, like battle each other.
Dude, because, I mean, would he have to fundamentally change the game like to be able to do that?
I don't think so. Like you're gonna have him on here in a couple minutes, but
yeah, we'll ask him. Yeah.
On Game Boy Blue and Yellow and stuff, you already have trading. You can trade. You just have to be like locally with a link cable. Remember?
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Like, can you change that to like the Farcaster social graph? Like instead of using a link cable, like that's why I just feel like you might have to fundamentally change parts of the game. So like instead of battling through the OG link, man, dude.
I don't know. Like if you could just open that port up for other chain exchanges.
So
I don't know.
I mean, that would even be really cool if you could integrate like some Bluetooth feature and let people do it who are locally at the very least. That would be really cool.
Yeah. Me and Jeff XYZ on Firecaster, we play Pokemon trading card game matches every now and then. there was a solid week where we fought like every night. Like we did like 3 battles. It was very, very fun.
Damn, like wait, in real life trading card game?
No, like the Pokemon, like the new
Oh,
Pokemon app
TCG.
out, the CCG game. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, TCG is amazing, bro. I fucking love it. I'm still opening my packs daily.
Yeah, you should add me. I'll DM you my friend code and we'll become friends.
Bet. My big claim is I have a shitload of hourglasses.
Nice.
I don't use any of my hourglasses. I have let me go check. I have like over 1,000. Yeah, I got 1,100 hourglasses.
Crazy.
Let's fucking get it.
Let's do it.
Oh, I was just gonna say Mango popped on, but he just popped off, so he'll probably be back in a second. I'm probably just configuring.
Okay.
Oh, let's actually finish this first. Let's finish the gallery. Holy shit, bro. That image is nuts.
Like we're on the stars, now we're back on Earth, inside our body, I think. Having an ethereal experience.
Yes, yeah.
Now we're like going back to source.
Oh man, I love it. That
This
one's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, I love this style of photo.
I love these.
Oh man, fractal trees. They're so good.
Man. Oh man.
Oh, I went to.
Oh dude, so good. So good.
Clicked.
Damn.
Teeth.
So nice. And the horse, of course.
The albino horse.
Fire. So fire.
Yeah, so new experiences coming soon.
Do you know how much time it took her to curate these?
I'm not really sure.
0ffline, if you're still here, how long did it take you to curate these images? I mean, it's like it must have been a lot of work. I mean, maybe because I could totally see her like already having like a Google Drive full of these, but it feels like like a net new experience. You know, like she had to put some work into to make it happen. Oh, she goes a few hours, was locked in. Oh, love it.
Nice. Yeah, I was just gonna say these are all new stuff. I don't think they were from a Google Drive or anything.
Well, like Google Drive, like she already created. Maybe that was my thought process. Like maybe she's just already has been putting images like somewhere and saving them, and then it was like, yo, and I have a use case for it.
No, I think I think these are all freshly found, freshly hunted.
Freshly prospected images.
I saw this one on Twitter. I was like, whoa. I saw this one screenshotted on Twitter. I'm like, whoa, I was not expecting to see this on Twitter.
Yeah, love it.
This looks like baby Yoda, Grogu.
Right when he's born.
Yeah.
The colors are amazing too.
Yeah.
Like the color palette is perfect.
Yeah, and how it's been changing and progressing over time.
No, I mean it's literally insane. I almost can't even believe it. Like how well curated. It's so perfect. Life, baby, life.
And the universe, and now we're back.
So good.
Full circle.
Full circle. Oh my gosh. So before we bring on Mango, I just want to say thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much for building that. Thank you so much 0ffline as well. Like you guys are amazing. This is such a cool experience. I've been absolutely dying for more consumer experiences in crypto in general, and of course on Farcaster. So really, really glad that you guys created something like this. Like this is what we need more of. Like this is what real people want.
I love that, dude. Thank you so much for encouraging us to build, and like the support for this coming out from you and from everyone else. Like Horse Facts, just everyone has been just amazing. And like everyone who like helped me in DMs, like Lopez and Alec and Compusify, like putting all of that aside, I mean that's obviously like we're extremely grateful and happy of that because of that. But
you guys deserve it, for real.
Yeah, thank you. Is Mango here?
Mango is here.
Nice.
Hello, Mango. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us. Can you hear us all right? Let's see.
I had to go to my audio settings and change it to like my default audio driver. If that's the issue you're having, Mango.
Check audio driver, you said. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, couldn't hear us. Let me fix one sec. I just said check audio driver.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a glass of water.
No worries, no worries. Can't hear you yet.
Oh, hello?
There you go. What up, baby? How are we?
What's up, man? What's up?
Yo, how are we doing? I don't know if you caught any of that, but we already started talking a little bit about Pokeframe and what you were building.
Oh, no, I didn't actually catch any of it, but what were you guys talking about?
So we're talking about we're talking a little bit about like how first the dude was talking about how if he was gonna do something like an emulator, like a Game Boy emulator, like he'd probably have to let other people bring their own ROMs just to like avoid the like copyright issues, etc. And I was saying we already had this conversation, and I was just saying like keep doing what you're doing, because at the end of the day, if Nintendo wants to bring the axe, then it means you're doing something extremely right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and we can always like go to community made ROMs if Nintendo does make a
Yes.
big deal about it.
Right.
Yeah,
Which that's actually the best part about it, is even if they do eventually make a big deal about it, by that time you'll have a community who could make, their own community ROMs. And then, like you were saying before, in the DC is like creating a marketplace for it. Like that would just be so fucking cool. But of course, like this is the best place to start. Just let people play things that they already sort of know and understand.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazing, dude. So, welcome home, welcome to base. I'd love to get started just by having you talk a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you're building.
Yeah, for sure. So I actually used to be a teacher, and I got into crypto maybe like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
What were you
And
teaching?
then I used to just be a middle school teacher, so like grade
Fire.
6.
Amazing. So everything, social studies, math, yeah, the whole shebang.
Yeah, just everything. It was fun, I guess.
Education is fun, yeah. Of course, the kids can sometimes not be fun, but or maybe
some days are just like
maybe they could be too fun, yeah.
But yeah, so I used to do that, and then I slowly got into learning how to code using. I did a boot camp at first, and then I just used a lot of AI to teach myself a lot of different things. And
Fire.
then I made like lots of just like tiny sites, just experimenting. And then a few weeks ago, I was able to get this emulator working, and then I was like, hold on, maybe I can like turn this into a whole like app, because I've done a lot of this stuff before. So maybe like on this app, it would actually work out, because this is actually seems like a great idea.
And wait, so you were actually going to build this out like outside of Farcaster first, or the idea was to build it as a mini app originally?
It was to build as a mini app originally, but then I was also gonna build it as a web app, but I figured that wouldn't be as good or as secure as being on only Farcaster.
Yeah, that might be a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah.
But of course, if people want it, then you got to give people what they want.
Oh, and I can also show you the progress I had here, because we're going on chain now. Earlier, it was only you just go on and you click the game, but now we've got a smart contract set up. It's on the base testnet, so everything's
Got it.
there's no
Yeah,
actual
I saw it like was down for maintenance because I went to go play earlier today, and I was like, "Oh shit, what is he cooking?"
Yeah, I can actually let you bypass that, or if anyone else wants to test, because I have it set up so I can let certain users bypass if I wanted
Yeah,
to.
definitely let me be one of your beta testers. Would love that.
Yeah, because this is running locally right now, so it's not connecting my wallet. It'll only connect it when we're in Farcaster.
Got it. Oh, and the one other thing, when the dude I think is just grabbing some water right now. But the one other thing we were talking about was like letting people like battle and trade. And I was asking like, would you have to fundamentally like change the game to let people go from like the local link to like using the Farcaster social graph?
That would be hard.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was possible, to be honest.
It would be possible because like I'm pretty sure anything is with this emulator how I have it set up, but it
Oh,
would just
fire.
be really hard.
I literally couldn't imagine. I don't even know where to start, and that's why I'm asking the question.
Yeah, because right now people who play Pokemon Blue, Red, and Yellow, they'll still see black boxes for certain Pokemon because
Got it.
now the emulator is only exact for Pokemon Yellow, which is Game Boy Classic.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's why I started on yellow too. I feel like yellow is the best place to start. Like, blues. Blues. You're going a little outside of the original wheelhouse, I guess.
And the Blue Aram is also it's not the actual Pokemon one, it's a Shin Blue one with a lot of like fixes, so you kind of catch missing no and stuff like that.
Oh, I see. Got it.
So people can't like destroy their saves by accident.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh man, I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, the nostalgia. Yeah, the nostalgia factor. Yeah, I'd love for you to start by just showcasing so people know what the fuck we're talking about. Just showcasing what it is. Like maybe just start up Pokemon Yellow or Pokemon Blue. Let people
Yeah.
see the intro. Let people feel the nostalgia. And also I don't know if you know this, but in at Farhack in Singapore, I ran this Farhack during Ethereum Singapore, or not Ethereum Singapore, but token. Well, Ethereum Singapore token, all of that good stuff. We called it Farhack Kampong. We had brought about like 40 builders to this resort in Singapore, and one of the builders there actually built something called Pokeframe, but it was like his own, like sort of Pokemon game. So I'm gonna try and get him. I want to get him back on Farcaster because he's been just like going hard building in every ecosystem that you can think of over the past like several months. So I want to be like, yo, like here's how Pokeframe has progressed since. He's gonna be super excited to see.
Yeah, because I totally didn't think this would work out as good as it is running right now in production.
It's incredible. I literally can't even believe it. It's so fucking sick. Look at this. Like, come on, baby. This is so nice. Got you.
I've got a speed set up here now because I saw some people complaining at it, and it is really slow if you play.
I say let's choose. What would Mango choose? Who will Mango choose?
No, I think Pokemon Yellow. I don't think you get a choice.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate part. Oh, I love it.
Oh no.
Oh no, you're getting attacked. It's so satisfying seeing a wild Pikachu, though. There's just like nothing more satisfying.
I don't think I've ever even seen like a wild Pikachu. Like
impossible. I don't think outside of Pokemon Yellow, I just don't even think it's possible. I'm trying to think of even like in Diamond and Pearl and like some of the like the newest ones that I played back in the day. Like I don't think you could find a Pikachu like that. Or and if you could, it was like super fucking rare.
Yeah, or you usually just had to trade it over from a different game.
Right, right.
Yeah, I was also in Pokemon Blue, so when you choose your starter, it'll recognize which one. I think you've seen all the casts about it, so that was just a little test I was doing to see if it was possible.
Got it. Got it.
So that's what I hope to implement in Yellow for like a lot of different things, like you catch a new Pokemon or you hit a new milestone in your Pokedex.
Got it. Yes.
And then this is where I get pushed out of the way by him.
That'd be hilarious too if you could eventually create a like a leaderboard for like to see how far people are. Because even the dude was saying that he's like, I wonder who the first person to beat the final four will be.
Yeah.
That would be super funny.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad either, because a lot of the info is already sent to the database, so I just need to make the leaderboard and display it.
We've officially reached 420 viewers, so I think it's time. The dude, I think it's time.
Should I name my Pikachu? I'll name him.
Have you any problems? Because I saw like some of the disclaimers around the save. Have you any problems with your game saves yet, or anything like that?
I haven't yet, but I have if I save during a battle or like during these dialogues here, it can mess it up because you're only supposed to be able to save when you have access to the start menu because
Right.
Game Boy. So if you save it during times where you don't have access, that can mess it up. So I'm just going to implement a way so to save when it's disabled unless you're in the overworld.
I mean, it would be hard. It's not like terrible, honestly, because I feel like it's kind of not the best experience, anyways, to be able to save mid conversation. Then when you come back to the game, you're like mid conversation. So
Yeah,
like
the fixes I apply also they'll move your character around, like because one of the ways it fixes the rendering is it opens the start screen and opens your badge menu because that opens
I
the
see.
world menu and forces a re-render.
Got it. Oh man, dude, this is just so exciting. I love it. I love that we can just fucking watch you play like Pokemon Yellow right here. It's so good.
Yeah, I can't wait until I get the other ones, like so you don't see black boxes everywhere. That would be nice.
But I mean, Pokemon Yellow is totally like it's it's a full version, right?
Yeah,
Like
it
it's
should
only on
be
blue.
fully playable and everything should
Nice,
work.
nice. I mean, yellow's what's important, man. Like this is the good stuff right here. I mean, I can't wait. This is honestly probably how I get my older brother to hop on Farcaster finally. It's just because he can play Pokemon Yellow wherever he goes.
Yeah, it's actually like it's a lot of fun. I think it's nice opening it up on your phone and just playing.
He I mean, because he was on the original like Game Boy Color, like that all good stuff. But he's been recently like using my old like Game Boy Advanced for like Fire Red and Emerald and Sapphire. So if I can get him on Farcaster, he's gonna fucking love this.
Yeah, that's the plan for later. So once we get the red, blue, and green working, I don't think it's too hard to get the other ones working for the other generations.
Bro, once I can play Emerald again, oh man, dude, you're gonna make my life. Rayquaza was like, dude, so fucking cool.
Yeah, I really liked Pokemon Blue. That was the one I completely finished when I was small.
Yeah. I finished, yeah. Red was fantastic, of course. And then I played Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and then the last ones were Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, I don't think I've even played the last time I played was
yeah, because I was still young enough that when the DS came out, that that was my last foray into Pokemon.
Yeah.
Savage, absolute savage run. Oh man, dude, I forgot about the heal animation. Oh.
Yeah, I forgot about that too, actually.
Oh man, dude.
It's so good. Like, thank you so much, Mango. Mango is one of my favorite foods, but also thank you so much for bringing this.
Yeah,
I was literally
pretty great.
I was literally telling Luciano that I was trying to build. I wanted to build something like this, and you came and built it instead, and I love it. It's just so much better.
Yeah, there's still a lot of work to be done, but people will be able to definitely play Pokemon Yellow and to completion.
So, dude, I don't know if you were here for this, but he was saying how like even if it gets to a point where Nintendo does axe it, he would just allow like community ROMs, and then he'd be down to create like a marketplace for people just to be able to sell their ROMs, or maybe like every time you play it, it costs fucking 10 cents or something like that, right from the Warpcast wallet, and then people could just get paid per play or something cool like that. It'd be like a sort of like streaming service, but for like Game Boy games.
Yeah, I'll have to help.
I love that. I love that. I mean, I was wondering if we could upload stuff for our mini apps from our podcast client, but I mean, as long as you're solving it, I'm happy. As long as you're solving it, we can play Pokemon. It's just
Exactly. Yeah, that's the important part.
Yeah,
Also,
play.
Also, the dude, we just passed 420 viewers, so now's the time.
Oh, that's a nice number.
Nice.
I literally just lit up. I literally just lit up. You can't. You can't make this up. I'm even taking a photo. But I just
yeah. You gotta take a screenshot of the live right now, post that shit on Farcaster, and then post it with a picture of the joint in your hand. I guess
I don't see the viewer count. How do I see the viewer count?
Damn, that's interesting. Oh, you know what you could do? Go to our Twitter. Go to the Twitter, and check it from there. And then you could even put the joint in front of the picture, like just take a picture of your laptop, like the joint in front of your laptop with the live out.
Yeah, it's at 425 now.
It's close enough. Like just surpassed 420.
It's 5 feet from okay.
I almost took a screenshot for you, but I was too distracted by the Pokemon, to be honest. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. That's actually the next thing I want to do with these live streams. Like first is like having builders on showcasing builds, but like next I actually want to start like having people come on and just game, like make it like pseudo Twitch.
Do you remember Twitch Plays Pokemon?
Was that the one where the AI played Pokemon?
It was the one where people on Twitch played Pokemon. Like, so everyone would write next or A or B or whatever in the comments, and whichever one came the most, that's what the AI would do for the characters. It'd be cool if we had that for a webcast.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I remember watching Claude AI trying to beat Pokemon, and it took like 3 weeks to get through Mount Moon.
That was like the funniest narrative on Twitter. It was like, yeah, I can do everything except beat Pokemon.
I mean, it would beat it. Probably take it like 10 years.
Yeah. It's too good. I mean, that would be really funny if we brought it to live, and then people did just like reply, and then like whatever the like first reply is or whatever the most replies are, that's the move it makes.
Yeah, that could be a pretty cool idea, especially if we get like a lot of people in here.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when we had base Minecraft on, we had like over 2,000 people, so like the stream numbers could definitely get up up there where it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
But also, if like it's just on Warpcast, then we gotta plan accordingly. Dude, yellow is so legendary.
Yeah, I keep on having to debug things. I have to delete my save, and I'm like, oh no.
I actually feel bad. Yeah, like that. I made you so. Yeah. This is probably like the 10th time you've done it just for like testing purposes.
Yeah. And this guy teaches you how to catch Pokemon, but then he doesn't even catch the Pokemon. He misses.
Legendary. So, Mango, what are the next steps in regards to like you said you're bringing it on chain? Which parts were you putting on chain?
So the actual each game, so you won't be able to Pokemon Yellow and the Pokemon Blue will probably be free, and then the other Pokemon games will be NFTs that represent the actual ROM. So you would have to purchase that NFT, and then you can also sell it on a marketplace. So that would help create demand for them as well. I had the smart contract and everything set up already.
What are you thinking for like price point, or like or are you thinking like a limited number of ROMs and then auction it off, or like?
At first, I was just gonna release Pokemon Red and the other ones for like $10-15 just to see how it does, and then I can also increase or decrease the price of it from the smart contract if I need to, because here it says NFT required for if you try.
Got it.
If you head over to actual Farcaster, let me refresh.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would make sense like for like red and blue to be like $5, and then you go to the next generation $10, next generation 15, or whatever. Just scale up as the generations get newer, because I'm sure it's only going to get harder, more complex for you to add those games in.
So I think I broke something yesterday. It was working yesterday. But so when you click these, it'll connect your wallet to Farcaster, and you'll be able to click this. It will purchase, or it'll ask if you want to purchase it. And when it sees it's purchasable, you'll be able to click this, and it'll load up the game for you.
Super cool.
And so if you sell it, whoever you sell it to will be able to visit the site and load up the game, but then you won't be able to play anymore. But your save state will stay. So if you buy the game later on, you'll be able to continue from where you left off.
What about like if I buy it from you, will I be able to play your save?
No, you'll have your own save.
Damn, that's fire.
Yeah, so that's the plan, and I do plan to have Gen 2 and 3, but that is a while.
Yeah. That's definitely something you don't got to worry about yet.
Yeah.
But man, is this cool. Yeah, I mean, when I saw on the timeline, I was like, no fucking way somebody's already done this. Like, I couldn't even believe it. That's why I immediately reached out to you and was like, yo, you got to come on live. And I'm glad like we had the conversation about it too, because there's so much that you can do. There's so much that that still needs to be done. Like it's cool to see your thought processes around like what to prioritize and how you're thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm also glad we don't have a ton of players yet, because it would also not be that great.
Yeah.
And stuff is pretty buggy right now.
In due time. Be careful what you wish for.
But I mean, yellow works, so as long as they just stick with that, they should be.
Yeah. I mean, that's what first thing I went to was yellow, and I mean, I probably wouldn't even go to the next one until I beat yellow, to be honest. But it depends how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I'm such like a beating the game before moving on to the next one, Maxi.
Yeah, I probably would have clicked blue if I saw this the first time, just because I like blue a lot. So it's like one I beat.
Well, the thing is, like, I barely even got to play yellow because like I was just so young at the time, and like I really got my start on the Game Boy Advance. By the time like I was interested in playing yellow, like the Game Boy was already so outdated, and
Yeah.
like I played a little bit, but still like just preferred like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald at the time, just because that's what I was sort of born into.
Yeah, and they also probably looked way better than Pokemon Yellow.
Right. They, especially at that young age, like the graphics do make a difference.
Yeah.
But of course, now, like I'm trying to continue experiencing Yellow, and it looks great. I mean, it really does. Like it's so amazing.
So today I was probably just gonna work on fixing the black boxes for the other Pokemon versions. And I know there's also a bug on Android where some people will see a second screen right here in the top left corner. So I'm pretty sure I know why it's happening. I just have to fix it.
Do you wanna do that live? You wanna start trying to fix the black boxes now?
Um,
You definitely don't have to. Like it
I was
totally.
I was doing a bunch of research. So what I do is I do a lot of prompts to ChatGPT deep research to help me figure out exactly
Hell,
what's wrong. And so I was
hell
waiting
yeah.
for this to finish, and then I was
Got it.
gonna go through.
Fire. Okay, great. Yeah, the vibe coding, the live coding is like, that's our bread and butter here on Homebase. So feel free to do as you please.
Oh yeah, like a lot of the time I'll just like crash out at the AI. I'm like, what are you doing, man? This is what I asked for.
Well, I've heard from multiple sources that that's actually the best way to get AI to prompt correctly. Like apparently if you're too nice to it, then so this is the theory is that like for example, like OpenAI has some sort of algorithm, etc., that if you're being nice to it, then you're going to continue paying for the subscription. Anyways, but if you're like starting to get angry with it, then you might actually cancel your subscription to it and like go try something else.
I always threaten it with that. I'm like, I'm paying monthly for you.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, you know how much I'm paying for this? And they're like, oh, sorry, I'll do it right this time.
Yeah.
And then Sam Altman's like, yo, we got to make sure that we actually prompt correctly for this one.
But yeah, I have also noticed that like if I'm nice, it takes a lot longer to get to like what I'm trying to do.
It's sad but hilarious. I hope we don't anger them too hard.
Yeah.
As long as we don't build out emotion into
Yeah.
into these models. Man, I love it. Is there anything specifically that you'd like to share about Pokeframe or anything you're thinking about? Anything that you want to talk about specifically?
Nothing in specific, but if users do want to test it, like I mentioned, you can just send me a DM with your Farcaster identifier number.
I'm gonna DC you that right now. All right, everyone, you heard the man. Go send a DC to Mango Lover forever. Mango Lover for the number 4 EVR. I'm doing it. You should do it too.
Yeah, so I think it does work on Farcaster
A3.
itself, but if I'm accessing it through the web browser, I need to look into this. It's not connecting my wallet, but through the mobile app, your wallet will connect to base testnet, and it will ask. You'll need base testnet though or a base app on testnet to test them, so you can hit up a faucet or whatever.
Fire.
I DM'd him. I DM'd you.
I
Yeah,
love you.
I can add those in right now, actually.
Fire, yeah, do that. I love that you already have like an admin dashboard too for it. Let's go. Ooh, maybe I should have said this to TK when I had Noice on. Maybe like there could be a tip every time you use somebody's mini app. Like
And you guys should be able to access it.
0.1 cent every time you open a mini app. That would be pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yo, should I?
And you guys should be able to access it in like 5 minutes or so.
Is that FID based?
Yeah.
Nice.
There's also a page on the actual emulator that you can see the progress of the emulator. So if you go all the way, did I get rid of it? I did. No, I think I broke it with the last push. But basically, this page will just a little page that you can run various test ROMs on, and it will show a little if it passes the test or fails the test, and so these help you test if the emulator is actually like accurate and like is emulating the Game Boy stuff. So it passes all of the like really important tests. There's just a few like edge cases that remain.
Nice. So let me go try and see if I can access it now.
Yeah, let me know if you're not able to.
Loading your experience. Hey.
Yeah, so you're able to get past the maintenance, right?
Yes, able to get back to maintenance. Nice.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Oh, nice. Oh, dude, I love the actual like image of the game cartridges. So satisfying.
Yeah, and I don't think Pokemon Green image works yet, or it might. I'm not sure.
It does, yeah. It actually fits the best
Okay, nice.
somehow.
Yeah, I've also realized with vibe coding, if you get the AI to basically just make a little summary of each of like the files around the area, and then ask it to refer to that summary instead of like making stuff up if it's confused, it is 100 times better.
I'm seeing if maybe I need to put some base Sepolia on.
Yeah, you're gonna need to send your. I think it shows your balance as well if you don't have any, or I'm not sure if it shows it.
Wait, I actually I should here, because it can use connected wallets as well, right? Like not necessarily just Warpcast wallet.
I think it auto connects to your Warpcast wallet, so you'll need to send a bit of Sepolia base set to your Warpcast wallet.
Yeah.
It won't show up in the Warpcast wallet, like because it's a testnet.
Yeah, I got it. Makes sense. Super cool though.
Yeah, I was also looking into maybe adding like another smart contract to where users who are on the app can just request like a small bit of testnet base set, because I know that some users like that would be confusing for them. All right, but I will probably head out soon, but I'm up for this again, like whenever you guys are doing it, so I can like share my updates as we go on.
100%, dude. Thank you so much for coming on. This is so fucking cool. I love it so much. I'm so glad we could chat with you a little bit about it and see some of the gameplay, showcase what you've been working on to the folks here at Homebase. It's been really, really cool. I mean, I know dude feels the same way, but like seriously, cannot thank you enough for building this.
Yeah, for sure, because I'll probably have a lot of updates over the next few weeks. So yeah, like anytime you guys are doing this, just let me know and I can hop on.
Hell yeah, dude. Really appreciate it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us all today. The dude, and Mango, thank you for coming on and showcasing what you're working on. Thank you, audience, for joining us. We appreciate all of you. This was amazing. We'll see you all back here tomorrow, around the same time. Actually, we have more mini app builders, and then we have another base Minecraft session. So we're actually gonna be. I don't know if you guys know, but Kieran has been building this version of Minecraft that it's literally just like you play Minecraft and you can more or less like attach a token to the in-game economy, and all of it's on base. So we're gonna create a dedicated home base server
I
for
actually had
anyone.
an idea about that, but for World of Warcraft.
Ooh,
But I know
yes.
that Blizzard would not be happy with
I mean, this is the best part about the way he built it out is like it like mine like base Minecraft is a game, and like when people you just use certain plugins, so when people like do certain actions, you can like reward them and like like fake tokens more or less, and then when they go like outside of Minecraft, they can exchange those fake tokens for
Oh, I get
like actual tokens. So like he's created this like actually genuinely like brilliant mechanism where people who are playing the game don't even know like aren't even touching crypto until they want to like claim this token and then like sell it, transfer it, send it, whatever. And then if you want to like increase your amount of money in the game, you can go buy the token, and then now you have like more in game that you can use it with. So it's like actually a genuinely like well thought out way to add a token economy without having the users actually touch crypto. So
Yeah,
it's
it
like
doesn't
totally
like force anything on them. Like if they want to use crypto, they can. If they don't need to.
exactly. They don't even know, like they just know they're earning these tokens. They have no idea that these tokens are actually worth money until they want to.
Yeah, that's a solid idea. I know like a lot of people are just really confused when it comes to crypto too.
Yeah, I mean, even we are, and we've been in the space for how long? So.
Yeah, I mean everyone's still learning, always.
That we are. That we are. Well said. Well said from the teacher. We are all fucking learning. It's I like to say nobody's a teacher, nobody's a student. We're all both, or we're neither. So it's really important to always stay learning.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna play our fun little video that I am just absolutely obsessed with that our community made one last time. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you all back here tomorrow.
See you guys.